Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 476 Family Cohesion. Next store. Zhang Yuxi fell in love with a set of simple style and matching jewelry at a very beautiful price. This set is very suitable for commuting, class, and parties. The shape is really unique and very thoughtful. It can be said that she fell in love with it at first sight. Zhang Yuxi's eyes lit up. Hubby. Lin Feng asked the clerk to pack it up directly. Do you like anything else? Zhang Yuxi shook her head. No, thank you, husband. Lin Feng looked at Erbao and Sanbao. Do you like anything? Our two little princesses. Erbao pursed her lips. These are all adults like. I don't like them. Just take a look. When I grow up, Dad will buy it for me. Sanbao smiled and said, I like Mom's set. As expected of mother and daughter, they have the same vision. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, let's wear it together later. Sanbao smiled sweetly. I'll just take a look. Then I'll make one for myself to play with. The young man glanced at the price and shuddered all over. In jewelry stores, the prices of the molds are generally not cheap. I didn't expect this family to be so rich. I really didn't see it before. Xiaoan chose a ring that was cheap and had a nice design. Uncle, how much does this cost? Lin Feng came over to take a look. 32,000. Xiaoan had some private money, and every year on holidays and birthdays, the grandparents on both sides would give some red envelopes. Lin Jiajin made money and was generous. He kept all the money, mainly in fixed deposits, and the bank card was with Wang Lu. She would not take the child's money for herself. She thought that when the child grows up, he would let him decide how to use it. So, he knew how much money was in the card. 32,000, a ring, so expensive. But he also wanted to buy one for his mother. Finally, Xiaoan gritted his teeth and bought it. Uncle, can you help me pay for that? I'll give you the money later. Lin Feng had no objection. Holding the ring, Xiaoan felt distressed and happy. This seemed to be the first time he bought a gift for his mother since he was a child. Tired of shopping, find a place to have lunch. The young man said, I know there is a very good restaurant here, and it's very discounted. After walking through 2 alleys, he came to an old store. The young man ordered several special dishes here. I believe you will like them. This shop is quite hidden, but unexpectedly the business is quite good. The boss and employees are very enthusiastic. The young man introduced that this is an old shop that has been open for more than 10 years. It is all done by the family, and no one is hired. After a while, the dishes came up and tasted good. It was delicious. After eating, I paid and continued to play. Under the night view, the Eiffel Tower is beautiful, and the whole street is full of flowers. The children did not take a nap, and walked around until after 10 o'clock in the evening and returned to the hotel. I said goodbye to the young man and gave him some tips. Next time you come, you can continue to look for me. Also, thank you for the gift you gave me. After returning home and cleaning up, the children fell asleep on the bed. Sanbao will perform in the theater tomorrow night, so he needs to rest well. The next day, Max and his partner appeared and said that everything had been arranged there. They also brought back the tickets. In the evening, Sanbao followed Max to the theater first. The local opera house has several architectural forms, which are large in scale, exquisite and detailed, and magnificent. It is a theater where marble and gold decoration complement each other, giving people a great visual impact. That day, Raymond Lam bought a suit for Xiaoan and took him to the opera house. Xiaoan knew that many movies had been filmed in this opera house. He had never thought that one day he would appear in such an elegant place. After entering the venue and finding a seat to sit down, Xiaoan looked curious and couldn't help looking around curiously. When the concert began, Xiaoan couldn't help but listen attentively. Music can be empathetic, and Xiaoan gradually indulged in it and couldn't extricate himself. Halfway through the show, the curtain opened, and Sanbao, playing the violin, slowly appeared in front of everyone. Accompanied by the beautiful sound of the violin, it made people happy physically and mentally. After the performance, the family was still sitting, waiting for Sanbao to finish cleaning up and come out from the backstage. Raymond Lam asked Xiaoan, how do you feel? Xiaoan came back to his senses. It sounds good. After Sanbao finished cleaning up, he shouted crisply, "Dad, Mom." It seems that he performed very well today. The family strolled around the area. You can enter by buying a ticket here. The night view is beautiful. Several people changed their clothes and planned to go out for a walk and a stroll. Tomorrow, they will fly back. Xiaoan took a lot of photos on the way and sent them to Lin Jiajin. Lin Jiajin replied, "Have fun." After returning to China, after his wife and children fell asleep, Lin Feng began to look around the yard. He bought a time-adjustable faucet nozzle, which will automatically spray water after a few hours. Lin Feng looked and found that some of the bell peppers were red. They can be eaten in a day or two. The next day, the child slept until noon. Xiaoan went home with a gift after breakfast and lunch. Because Xiaoan went home today, Lin Jiajin went home for lunch and asked Wang Lu to cook more dishes. After Wang Lu cleaned up, "Eat quickly, they are all your favorites. You must not have eaten well abroad. How come you look thinner after just a few days?" Lin Jiajin went to get a drink and came back. "Your illusion." He can guarantee that Lin Feng will never treat his children badly. Xia Cheng also took a closer look. Brother hasn't lost weight. Xiaoan just sat down, suddenly thought of something, and went into the house. Wait a minute. When he came out again, he was holding a few small gifts in his hands. "This is for Dad, this is for Mom, and this is for Xia Cheng." Xia Cheng exclaimed, "Brother is the best." Xia Cheng loves brother the most. Xiaoan pouted, sneering at Xia Cheng's temporary love. The brothers' relationship is usually quite noisy. Xia Cheng wanted to play with Xiaoan, and he went to make trouble every day to make his brother angry. Lin Jiajin and his wife were surprised and happy. Lin Jiajin smiled, his tone was very relieved. "Boy, you are good. You know to buy me a gift when you go abroad. Let me see what it is." Wang Lu was happy for a few seconds, and quickly asked, "Where did you get the money?" Xiaoan said, "I borrowed this money from my uncle. Mom, give me my card later and I will return it." Wang Lu didn't say anything, opened the gift box, and it was a ring. So beautiful. Wang Lu put it on and it fit perfectly. She was very happy. "Thank you." Lin Jiajin opened it and found it was a watch. It was beautifully made and had a great style. "Oh, Xiaoan has a good eye. This watch is beautiful." He quickly took off the old watch on his wrist and put on the new one. He was very satisfied. Xia Cheng was a game console. It was very beautiful. "Thank you, brother." Xiaoan reminded him, "You can only play for 2 hours a day, and then give it to Mom to keep." Xia Cheng had no objection. "Okay." After everyone took a nap, Wang Lu felt sorry for the money after she was happy. "This should be worth a lot of money." Lin Jiajin glanced at her and said, "Is it worth more than your son's thoughts?" Wang Lu thought so too. This was the first time her son had given her a gift since he grew up. In the past, giving gifts on Mother's Day in school was a task and did not count. Lin Jiajin said happily, "In the future, we can't say anything about what our son gives us. Think about it. Your son gave it to you out of filial piety, but you are not happy and complain about this and that. You're going to make my son unhappy. He's so happy to receive the gift today, and he'll think of us in the future. This is all from my son's heart." Wang Lu said coquettishly, "Who said I'm unhappy? Did I ask how much the meal cost today?" She looked left and right. "This ring is so beautiful, my son gave it to me." Looking at the wedding ring she had worn for several years, Wang Lu pursed her lips. "When are you going to give me a new wedding ring?" Lin Jiajin looked at her as if he was sick. "Are you sick? Do you want a new marriage?" This made Wang Lu laugh. "I don't mean that. I don't want to buy a ring, but can I get something else? My money is all with you, just buy whatever you want. But I want the one you give me, so I can buy it for you. I don't have any money, what can I buy for you? If I buy it, you'll think I'm hiding some private money, and I won't be able to explain myself. You women are always troublesome." Wang Lu pursed her lips and smiled, hugged him and smiled without saying a word. In the past, the couple was financially independent, earning their own money and spending their own money, even after getting married. At that time, Xiaoan was still young, and the child was basically taken care of by Lin Dan and his wife. It didn't cost much. Later, when the child grew up, Lin Jiajin and his partner opened a self-service fish hotpot, investing a lot of money. Wang Lu also took out a lot. It was also from this time that Lin Jiajin turned in his salary card to prevent his former friends from borrowing money every now and then. He just sent them away with a sentence, "The money is with my wife." He lived a life of 3 points and 1 line every day. He no longer had the desire to go out and run around. Now he was thinking about making money. Leave some money for the 2 sons at home and earn a good future for them. In the future, he and Wang Lu will be able to enjoy their old age. When the couple was young, they had to compete for victory or defeat in everything, but now their relationship is very good. They have matured and their hearts are closer, working together for this family. Thinking of this, Lin Jiajin sighed. Xiaoan is really different from before. Seeing him like this, I have the motivation to make money. Wang Lu nodded, yes. The couple fell asleep while chatting. Xiaoan finally had time to check the WeChat messages carefully. Lin Jiajin returned his phone to him, and then found that he had been kicked out of his good buddy group. PFFT. Xiaoan didn't care. He fell asleep on the bed. Chapter 477 My Daughter's Transformation. The bell peppers are ripe and can be fried. Do you think the bell peppers you planted are delicious? Erbeo answered the loudest, super delicious. Wait another month, and the other vegetables we planted will be ready to eat. Hearing Lin Feng say this, the children were particularly happy. Great. In August, eggplants and cowpeas began to grow wildly and will be ready to eat at the end of the month. The children's greatest pleasure is to get up early the next morning and go to the vegetable garden to see them. Looking forward to them growing quickly. In a blink of an eye, by the end of the month, these vegetables have grown one after another. Eating the fruits of their own labor, the children are so happy. They have already thought about what to plant next time, peanuts, potatoes, etc. On August 30th, the children were registered. They are already in the 4th grade, and everything is familiar to them. In the blink of an eye, they will go to elementary school. Unknowingly, the children are also in the 4th grade, and they will go to junior high school in the blink of an eye. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but sigh. Time, just like this, slipped away from their fingers unknowingly. The 12-year-old 4 treasures have reached the rebellious period. Lin Feng is like facing an enemy and is more concerned about the children's ideas. For this problem, the couple also discussed it. I hope to give the children more private space, listen to their ideas more patiently, and learn to understand and tolerate them. Zhang Yuxi asked, husband, when did your rebellious period end? Lin Feng thought for a while. I forgot when it started. It ended in high school. Zhang Yuxi glanced at the information. It says that some will last for 10 years, or even longer. Then he murmured, no wonder you boys are said to be late to understand, there is a reason. Lin Feng. The two secretly bought a lot of books on this subject, and they would take them out at night to read and study. Husband, you are also an experienced person, you should be able to deal with it. Husband, tell me, what did you do before? Are there any girls you secretly love? Lin Feng reminded his wife, there are 2 princesses in our family, wife, don't take it lightly. Sure enough, Zhang Yuxi didn't say anything. The 4 treasures don't know what their parents think, and every day is like this. That day, Erbeo sat on the sofa listlessly, not wanting to move for a long time. It was rare to see Erbeo like this, so Lin Feng came over and asked with concern. What's wrong? Did something happen? Erbeo looked at Lin Feng listlessly. I just feel a little tired, Dad. Lin Feng touched her head lovingly, then go to bed early after dinner today. Erbeo nodded and stood up. Dad, I'm going upstairs to do my homework. Okay, Dad will bring you some fruit later. Thank you, Dad. After a while, Lin Feng cut a fruit and sent a portion to each child. Sibeo was playing basketball in the room. Dad. Lin Feng put the fruit on the table and took a look at the half-finished homework. Remember to do your homework. Sibeo came over to eat the fruit. Okay, Dad, I'll do it right away. Dabeo was almost done, and as the class monitor, he was making a handwritten newspaper. Thank you, Dad. You're welcome. Erbeo didn't have the spirit of the past. Thank you, Dad. Are you feeling better? Erbeo nodded. Yeah, much better. Upstairs was where Sanbeo lived. Sanbeo had finished her homework and was writing music. Lin Feng did not disturb her. He gently placed the fruit on the table. Sanbeo's face was a little pale, but she still smiled sweetly. Thank you, Dad. Sanbeo was as well behaved and sensible as ever. She held Lin Feng's hand and begged, Dad, can you chat with me for a while? Lin Feng smiled gently. Okay. Sanbeo's tears flowed down. Dad, I have so many things to say to you, but I don't know how to say it. Lin Feng was startled and wiped his daughter's tears in a hurry. What's wrong? Talk to Dad. Why are you crying for no reason? Sanbao hugged Lin Feng. Dad, I love you so much, I really love you. Dad loves you too. I love Mom too, and everyone in the family. I don't want to lose any of you. No, our family will be together, reunited and together. Sanbao hugged Lin Feng and started crying very sadly. This had never happened before, and Lin Feng was scared out of his wits. After Sanbao stopped crying, Lin Feng coaxed her for a long time in a gentle voice. Sanbao wiped her tears and looked strong. Dad, I have to do my homework, you go and do your work. How could Lin Feng feel relieved? No matter how he asked, Sanbao would not say anything. He left the room and called his wife Zhang Yuxi. Tell her about her daughter's abnormality. Zhang Yuxi was also very scared. Husband, I'm on the way, and I'll be home in 5 minutes. Lin Feng frowned and went downstairs worriedly. Unexpectedly, Erbao ran over. Her face was full of tears and fear. Dad, I'm going to die. What should I do? I'm going to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to leave Mom and Dad, woo woo. Lin Feng was very scared. What's wrong? Erbao cried. I'm injured, bleeding. Lin Feng asked quickly, where are you injured? Let Dad see. Erbao's little face immediately turned red. No, you can't see. Lin Feng was stunned. What else is there to not understand? Their little princess has grown up. He took Erbao into the house. It's okay, don't be afraid, you won't die. At the beginning, he only taught the children some science about where children come from, but not this. He asked, didn't the school teach this? Erbao looked confused. What? Lin Feng explained to Erbao, girls, when they reach a certain age, will have the situation you just had. This is very normal, don't be afraid, don't panic. It will be fine in a few days, this kind of thing will only happen once a month. Erbao exclaimed, why is this happening? Will boys have it? Lin Feng explained, boys won't, girls will, because the structure is different. Lin Feng heard some noise outside and hurriedly said, let Mom explain this to you. As soon as he went out, he saw Zhang Yuxi coming back. Zhang Yuxi was shocked to see Lin Feng sweating profusely, and became even more panicked. Husband, what's wrong with Sanbao? Lin Feng pulled Zhang Yuxi to explain. Zhang Yuxi's heart finally settled down after listening to this. Hubby, let me handle this matter, you go make some sweet soup for the children. Okay. Lin Feng gradually calmed down when he arrived in the kitchen, turned on a low fire and went to take a bath. He was so scared and didn't know how to express himself just now, and he was sweating profusely. At this moment, Zhang Yuxi sent a message, asking him to bring the soup up. Lin Feng brought 2 servings of sweet soup up, and Erbao and Sanbao were so embarrassed when they saw Lin Feng that they didn't know what to say. Lin Feng gave Zhang Yuxi a look. Zhang Yuxi nodded, indicating that she had handled the matter. Come, drink some sweet soup. Don't eat cold food or lift heavy objects during this period. Go to bed early and get up early. The 2 little princesses nodded shyly. Sanbao pursed her lips. I'm sorry, Dad, I said that before. Lin Feng lovingly touched Sanbao's head. Silly child, don't bear anything alone in the future, tell Dad clearly. You don't know, Dad was scared by you just now. Erbao asked, Dad, what about me? You too. You are all my dad's sweethearts. This matter passed just like that. In the evening, Lin Feng also sent a private message to Teacher Yu and Teacher Zhao. Explain the situation of Erbao and Sanbao. In the evening, Zhang Yuxi couldn't help sighing. In a blink of an eye, Erbao and Sanbao are so big. Lin Feng looked at her. Yes, they are about to go to junior high school. Zhang Yuxi chuckled. Husband, are you panicking today? Lin Feng didn't want to discuss this topic, talk more about science with Erbao and Sanbao in the future, now the 2 little girls are grown up. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Yes, this semester is over, and they will be in the 1st grade of junior high school. Time flies. The couple sighed. In the next week, Lin Feng took special care of Erbao and Sanbao's diet. Zhang Yuxi counseled the children psychologically and asked them to face the matter squarely. Thus, the matter was over. Chapter 478 Private Island. In a blink of an eye. It's the final exam for the children. I hope they can get an ideal score. The couple didn't tutor the children for their elementary school homework. They just tutored them occasionally when the children didn't know how to do it. There were no tutoring classes in their spare time. The children's grades have always been very good. Even in the 6th grade, They scored more than 90 points in Chinese, mathematics and other subjects. Without the anxiety and worries of other parents, Lin Feng and his wife were quite relaxed. In this exam, they hoped that the children will be admitted to the key middle school, Yangchang No. 5 Middle School. There are junior high schools and high schools here. The chances of being admitted to Tsinghua University and Peking University are very high. It is the leading key middle school in Yangchang. Before the final exam, Lin Feng also took the children to visit this school. The environment is very good and the playground is very large. The children like it very much. Sibeo majors in sports. There is a junior high school in the school, so he can be promoted by himself. The teaching staff of their school is also good, and it can be ranked in the top 5 in Yangchang. Therefore, Sibeo can go directly to junior high school. This exam is taken in another school. Coincidentally, Erbeo, Sanbeo and Sibeo are all in this school. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were waiting at the school gate. Sibeo was taking an exam, and his teacher was in charge. They could just pick him up in the afternoon. After the exam, the children came out one after another. The couple said nothing. Let's go pick up Sibeo. The children's expressions showed that they had performed well. Without waiting for them to ask, they took the initiative to say that they had done well in the exam today. The 4 of them compared their answers, and except for the Chinese composition, the answers were similar. The math answers were exactly the same, and the grades were probably similar. After picking up Sibeo, Sibeo's questions were different from theirs. Lin Feng took the children out for a big meal. When do you get the report card? Next week. The children were on vacation, and Lin Feng asked them to organize all their elementary school books, and he would put them in the storage room when the time came. The children started to play while they were packing. Lin Feng frowned. You still have half an hour. The children got serious. Now, in addition to cooking, Lin Feng also cleaned the house and washed the dishes. All of them were done by the 4 children. Well, he is quite free now. Zhang Yuxi has been teaching for 10 years and got promoted in school. She only has 3 classes a week and has plenty of time. She sat on the sofa. Husband, where are we going to play this time? Lin Feng rubbed his forehead. I don't know. Teacher Kiao said that when Sibeo is 14 years old, he can participate in the Youth Olympics. No matter what the results are, take him to experience it. Zhang Yuxi calculated that there are still a few years. Why not invite more people this summer vacation to make it more lively? We haven't gotten together for a long time. Lin Feng sighed. Let's wait until the children's results come out. A week later, the children went to school to get their transcripts. Except for Sibeo, they all got admitted to Yangchang No. 5 Middle School. The family happily celebrated again. Tomorrow, please invite the teachers of your 2 classes to dinner to thank them for their 6 years of teaching and help. As a result, the teachers refused one by one. There is no need for dinner. Their good results are the best gift for teachers. And wish the children a bright future. In the future, I can come to the primary school to see them often. Ding. Because the host has accompanied the children through primary school, he has fulfilled his father's responsibility, obtained a private island of Null Island. Lin Feng was drinking water and was stunned for a moment. Private island? How big is it? Just in time to invite everyone to play together. Lin Feng went to check the location, and then checked on his mobile phone. The plane took 15 hours. Poof. 15 hours. It's a bit far, but it's expected. So the next day, Lin Feng started to plan the itinerary. Invite both parents, and everyone who wants to go can go, and it will be lively with more people. In the past few years, because of Sanbeo's performance, we haven't spent a year in Michang for several years, and we haven't had a good gathering. In the future, Sanbeo will have a performance and Sibeo will participate in sports competitions, so we will be busy on both ends. I'm afraid there won't be much time to go back to Michang. Why not take advantage of this time to hold a celebration party for the children? He will pay for the round-trip air tickets, and they don't have to worry about the accommodation expenses. Lin Feng sent a message to the group, saying that they would leave the day after tomorrow and go ahead. As for them, they would bring their summer clothes and come whenever they wanted. But it would be a bit troublesome, as they would have to transfer flights in the middle of the journey, and the total flight time would be 15 hours. Oh my god, a private island, whoever doesn't go is a fool. When a person has a certain amount of money and the distance between people is widened, they will not have that kind of unrealistic idea. Now, they would not even think about how rich Lin Feng is, let alone guess. He now has a private island, which is simply not in the same league as them. The last time was when Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi got married. They went to the Maldives island and stayed for a few days, and felt that this life was worth it. This time, with such an opportunity, of course they also want to see the world. After several twists and turns, Lin Feng's family finally arrived at Null Island. Moreover, they were picked up by helicopter. This was their first time taking a helicopter. Zhang Yuxi was with Dabao and Sabao. Erbao and Sanbao were with Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi was quite scared. But as a mother, she couldn't show it, and she had to set a good example for the children. Lin Feng cheered her up and coaxed her, "Be good, I'll be there in a minute." Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng deeply and followed the children to take the helicopter. Dabao and Sabao were so excited that they opened their mouths in surprise at the blue water below. Zhang Yuxi was tense all the time, her face turned pale, and she had no time to appreciate the scenery. After arriving, the housekeeper here had been waiting for a long time. Drinks and fruits were prepared for them. On the beach, Zhang Yuxi sat down and took a few deep breaths before she felt better. Dabao and Sabao had eaten and had already started playing on the beach. The sand on the beach was clean and fine, and it felt good to the touch. Zhang Yuxi looked up at the sky and saw the helicopter flying over. Dad and the others are here. After the three of them got off the ground, Erbao and Sanbao said they felt a little dizzy. Well, probably helicopter sickness. How do you feel? Zhang Yuxi was worried about Erbao and Sanbao, and her little face turned pale. Erbao and Sanbao both shook their heads and said they were fine. The man who claimed to be the butler took them on a tour in the car. The couple was shocked. Zhang Yuxi's heart was beating fast, and there was only one thought in her mind. Oh my god, how much does this island cost? But soon, this idea was thrown out of her mind. Because this place is so beautiful. The blue sea is almost connected with a blue sky. The beach is white, the woods are lush, and the villa is unique and elegant. Occasionally, the cry of seabirds can be heard overhead. There is a butler here, including a cook, and there are a total of 4 servants. After they finished the tour, they came to the room and were completely confused. The children were playing everywhere in the house, curiously looking here and there. Lin Feng was still able to remain calm. Zhang Yuxi was about to explode and stood up all of a sudden. Honey, how much does this private island cost? Is it very expensive? Do we have money? Lin Feng was stunned for a moment, and comforted Zhang Yuxi's emotions. Don't worry, your husband still has money. How could I be so irrational and lose all my family assets for a private island? Zhang Yuxi was relieved after hearing this. Yes, her husband would never do such a thing. Thinking of this, Zhang Yuxi was relieved. Pulling Lin Feng to visit the interior, they had been visiting the outdoors before. The interior can be described in 2 words, luxury. It is really luxurious. No wonder rich people like to live a life of luxury, not without reason. The housekeepers and servants here followed behind and took care of them. Here, Lin Feng didn't need to make any arrangements at all. The housekeepers and servants arranged everything properly. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 479 Boss, Show Your Face. The next afternoon, the whole family from Michang came. And Lan and her family also arrived one after another. Zhao Lizhan and her husband and others, as well as Sanbao's teacher, were the last to arrive. This time they did not take a helicopter, but came by yacht. Lin Dashan and his wife are really proud of their son. His son is now successful in his career, his family is happy, and his son and daughter are both smart. Xiaoyuan is now in Beijing and has set up his own studio. In the initial stage, it is okay if he does not make money or lose money. He is also a sensible child and will call home during the holidays. Now, I don't know how many people envy them. Lin Dashan's business has gradually been handed over to the people below to take care of it, and it's enough to go there 2 or 3 times a week. When there is nothing to do, Lin Dan and Lin Dahu go fishing, big brands, and live a comfortable life. And Jo Killen went traveling and shopping with a few friends. In her 50s, she has already lived a retired life. People are getting younger and younger, and their mentality is getting better and better. During the Chinese New Year, Lin Feng's family will not come back, and occasionally they will go back to their hometown to celebrate the New Year. Now, Everyone knows that their two sons have made great achievements, and they are envious of them. Everyone knows each other, and they walk in lively, with smiles on everyone's face. This time, the entire SP studio came, and brought the guys who were eating with them. It's the first time they have seen a private island in their lives. Of course, there will be no regrets, and they want to experience the life of a rich boss. Dongni is a group of young people, active on online social platforms, and now has millions of fans. Sometimes, they will do some live broadcasts. Most of the live broadcast content is related to painting. For example, how to color with tools such as PS and SYNOPSIS, and how to use the hand-painted board. The popular cartoonists of the app's own team will also come for an exclusive interview. Occasionally, they will also come to live broadcast. They will live broadcast food, live broadcast pets, live broadcast their company, etc. They are in touch with the current trends, better promote the app, and better promote their PC website. This year, the live broadcast volume is maintained once a week, which can better interact with fans. Qin Zion, who has the highest appeal, has always lived in everyone's guess. All we know is that he is a real game design boss. Apart from thinking that his voice was nice, there was no chance to see him in person. At the end of last week's video, Dongni made a joke. If the video received over 1 million likes and over 100,000 reposts, he would let Qin Zion appear in person. He would never break his promise. Usually, they only receive 200,000 or 300,000 likes, and only 10,000 or 20,000 reposts. This sentence was just a joke. Unexpectedly, after only 2 days, the video had already received over 10 million likes, and the reposts had also reached 100,000. Qin Zion. Since then, Qin Zion has never been kind to Dongni. Qin Zion is a core lead in the team and the backbone of SP. He must not be offended. So, Dongni tried several times, but Qin Zion refused to answer. What should I do? Today is Sunday, the last day. If they don't broadcast live again, will their SP's reputation be ruined? Therefore, Dongni couldn't have fun at all, and he was always thinking about something. Lin Feng's housekeeper prepared the party items, and saw Dongni frowning in the corner, so he walked over to ask. After understanding the situation, Lin Feng said, "You should figure out a solution for this matter yourself." Wrong, is there such a boss? Shouldn't he think of a solution and give him some advice? That's it? Lin Feng thought, everyone has his own ideas, and Dongni decided on this matter without discussing it with Qin Zion. What can he do if Qin Zion disagrees? However, seeing Dongni's frown, Lin Feng shouted, "Qin Zion, come here." Qin Zion guessed something. "I don't want to live broadcast." Dongni was as anxious as an ant on a hot pot, and the comment area exploded. Everyone was waiting to see the true face of the great Qin Zion. "Qin Zion, how about this? I will agree to any conditions you have, as long as you are willing to show your face. How about 3 seconds? 3 seconds. After all, Lin Feng is here. Even if Qin Zion doesn't give face to Dongni, he has to give face to Lin Feng. In the end, Qin Zion compromised. He looked at Dongni viciously. "I'll settle with you later." Dongni grinned. "Okay, you can do whatever you want later, I won't say a word." Dongni found a place to live broadcast, and the time period there was exactly 7 o'clock in the evening. Clicking on the live broadcast, all the barrage is asked to see the great Qin Zion. The comments below also shouted to find Qin Zion, hoping to see the true face of this great god. Dongni calmed everyone's emotions. "Come, let me show you, our SP's #1 great god, Qin Zion." Qin Zion greeted the phone expressionlessly. "Hello, I'm Qin Zion, nice to meet you all." Qin Zion is actually handsome, the kind of cold handsome. This time when he came to the private island, he also specially dressed up, and it looks like he can kill the hearts of fans in seconds. Qin Zion said lightly, "Since everyone has seen me, there is nothing else for me to do, I'll leave first." Then, he left without looking back. Dongni smiled and explained to everyone, "Our Zion has this kind of personality. I believe many fans have learned something from our conversation. Although Zion is not good at speaking, his skills are first class in our SP. Fans also understand that this time they can see the great Qin Zion, which is also a perfect ending. They have seen the 3 bosses of SP. Someone asked Dongni where they were. It was not completely dark over there. It was already pitch black over there, and there were other things on the trees. Dongni explained, I came to the boss's private island to stay for a few days. Dongni is almost the face of SP. He usually handles the live broadcast and some other things. Fans have heard about this boss from him more than once. They are curious about what kind of person this boss is. They only know that he is rich, but they didn't expect that he even has a private island. This is amazing. Many people are very curious about the boss mentioned by Dongni, and some fans are very grateful to him. Because without his funding, SP could not be established, and they would not have so many good cartoons to watch. So, they are very much looking forward to it. Tony chuckled and said, our boss is a super handsome guy. Super handsome, super handsome. The fans said they didn't believe it and wanted to see his real face. Tony shouted to Raymond Lam, boss, can you show your face? Raymond Lam. He was fine, why did you burn him up? Well, he said this in front of the fans, probably because of the fans' request. After a little hesitation, Raymond Lam came over and asked, what's wrong? The fans just want to see you, to see our SP boss. Raymond Lam said lightly, I'm not a boss, I'm a partner. Tony said indifferently, it's almost the same. After a pause, he asked again, can you show your face? This tone was so humble. He knew that Raymond Lam had always been low-key in his behavior and would not show up easily, and there was no news about him outside. So Tony felt very sorry. Raymond Lam came over and his super handsome face appeared on the screen. Hello everyone, nice to meet you. I hope you can continue to support us. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. Goodbye. After saying that, he smiled at everyone, nodded politely and left. The comment section was about to explode. Oh my god, this man is so handsome. How can there be such a good-looking man? I often hear Tony say that their boss has several children, and the children are already in their teens. I thought he was a bald uncle. Ditto, Tony just said that their boss is the most handsome, but I didn't believe it. Now I believe it, it's true. I can have such a man. He is my new husband now. Husband, my wife loves you. I took a screenshot, ha 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 ha, it will be my mobile phone screen in the future. Sisters, didn't you find that he is not only handsome, but also rich? Private island, have you forgotten? Exclamation mark. How can a good-looking and rich man get married? Tony smiled and said, the relationship between the couple is very good, and they have been in love for more than 10 years. And his wife is very beautiful. The comment section was jealous and continued to trick Tony. I don't believe you, you're talking nonsense, it can't be like that. That's right, there's no truth without a picture. That's right, let her come over and show us, then I'll believe you. Tony was smart this time and he wouldn't be fooled. Tony, you're, This person was Zhang Yuxi, she was just passing by, and took a look out of curiosity. When she found out it was a live broadcast, she quickly left. Although it was only a few seconds, the live broadcast had recorded her stunning face. Many fans have already seen it. 3 seconds, I want all the information about that beauty. This beauty is so beautiful. Tony, are you single? It was only a few seconds, and she was already stunning. The voice is very nice, it's a pity that the screenshot failed. Tony laughed, she is the boss lady. The comment section was full of Chapter 480 The Ups and Downs of Life. The SP team has downloaded millions of apps in just a few years, and has 500 million users. With a large number of young people, many people will use SP's app. Not long ago, there was a PC version. From a small studio, it has now become a company of initial scale. During this period, it is inseparable from high quality and careful management. Dongni smiled and said, I'm going to play, see you next week. This island is exposed to the sun for 300 days out of 365 days a year, and the temperature here is not high. In the evening, everyone gathered on the beach, and each of them was very comfortable. After playing tired, the servants took them back to their rooms one by one. Lin Dashan pulled Lin Feng and said, Child, you are promising now, I am proud of you. That night, Lin Dashan said a lot, and Lin Feng listened quietly. When Lin Dashan was completely drunk, he helped him back to the room. Joe Killen smiled and said, Look at how happy you are, give him to me, and you go to bed quickly. When Lin Feng returned to the bedroom, Zhang Yuxi was already tired and asleep. Feeling Lin Feng approaching, she leaned over, Husband, is back. Lin Feng kissed her forehead, Go to sleep, husband is here. The private island has various recreational projects, as well as jet skis. On this day, Lin Feng, Lin Ji, Lin Jiajun, and Dong Ni set off on a jet ski. The children watched from the shore and cheered for their father. Water sports are always very popular in summer. In the next week, everyone had a carnival. However, the moon has its ups and downs. Life is full of ups and downs. In August, my eldest aunt passed away. She was fine, but she suddenly left. When she was critically ill, the three brothers Lin Dashan took a plane to the hospital to see their eldest sister for the last time. Because the children had to go to school, the funeral was taken care of by several younger generations. Yangcheng No. 5 Middle School is full of excellent students. Of course, there are also some with good family conditions, which can be seen from the cars in the parking lot. Dabao was assigned to Class 3. Erbao and Sanbao were assigned to Class 7. The couple brought their children to register separately. After the parent-teacher meeting, it was already noon. The teacher asked you to report to the class at 2:30 p.m., pick up books and clean the classroom. In the afternoon, Lin Feng sent several children to school, and he ate at a snack bar outside. The children did not come out until after 4 o'clock. In the car, Erbao smiled and said, "Dad, Sanbao's sister is liked by many people." Lin Feng smiled and looked at Sanbao. Sanbao looked outside with a faint expression, boring, they are all too young and not good looking. In the evening, Lin Feng called the children to his side and talked to them about what love is. When children go to junior high school, the most innocent love will sprout. Lin Feng hopes that they can face this kind of feeling correctly and not fall behind in their studies. This is the most ignorant feeling of teenagers. On September 1st, the children wore school uniforms to class. Because Yangcheng No. 5 Middle School is far away from home, the children do not come back at noon and eat in the school cafeteria. For a nap, they can only sleep on the table. In this way, Lin Feng's time is free again. So, he started to grow more vegetables. I don't know if it's an illusion, but the vegetables he grows are tastier than the ones he buys outside. Look, as long as they can be grown, potatoes and other things can be grown. That day, after picking up the children, Dabao spoke first. "Dad, we discussed it a little bit, we are all in junior high school, and we are adults." "Then what?" Erbao continued, "We can ride our bikes to school by ourselves." Sanbao said, "And we can make our own breakfast, Dad doesn't have to make it for us." Lin Feng was still very disappointed. The children have grown up, and one day they will have to let go. No matter how many emotions he had in his heart, Lin Feng took the children to buy bicycles. The best performance and quality are needed, and the price is not a problem. Each child was equipped with a bicycle, and they rode back directly, with Lin Feng driving the car behind them. Zhang Yuxi came out and saw, "Why are you riding on the bike?" "Mom, starting tomorrow, we will cook our own meals and ride our bikes to school." Zhang Yuxi agreed greatly. "Not bad, this is a good thing, you are also old." The children have known since they were young that they should do their own things. In the 3rd grade of elementary school, he began to learn to do housework, and when he came back, he already knew how to use the rice cooker. Lin Feng came back and walked into the kitchen without saying a word to cook. "Husband, what's wrong with you?" "Ah, nothing." "Don't pretend, we are husband and wife, I don't know what kind of person you are." After more than 10 years of marriage, how could she not see that Lin Feng was in a bad mood? "Nothing, I just feel that the children have grown up. It's inevitable that I feel a little uncomfortable." Zhang Yuxi hugged him. "It's okay, husband, your wife will always be with you." The next day, Lin Feng got up on time to make breakfast. Dabao yawned and went downstairs. "Dad, you go to rest, I'll make breakfast." Lin Feng pursed his lips. "Okay, pay attention." They still know how to make a simple breakfast. Back in the room, Zhang Yuxi asked in a daze, "Why are you back?" Dabao said he would make it. "That's good, you can have a good rest in the future." Zhang Yuxi came over. Okay, the children are sensible, we as parents should feel happy." Yes, he was very relieved. "As a parent, I hope that my children can be independent, but also rely on me. It's good, I hope they grow up quickly, but at the same time I hope time can pass slowly." The children said they wanted to make breakfast, but Lin Feng thought about it and decided not to. First, the children went to a key middle school, and their studies were heavy, so they had to go to bed much later than usual. Moreover, the children now eat lunch at school, and Lin Feng wants to keep up with the nutrition, so he has to make breakfast himself. So, Lin Feng started making breakfast again. The four treasures had to admit that the breakfast made by their father was delicious. Dabao was assigned to class 3. This time, Dabao recommended himself and was elected as the monitor of the class. He was familiar with the class. Erbao and Sanbao were assigned to class 8. Erbao became the representative of the Chinese class, and Sanbao became the representative of the music class. Lin Feng waited for the children to eat breakfast, and told them to ride slowly. It didn't matter if they were late for school, and they couldn't run red lights. Zhang Yuxi saw that Lin Feng was still standing at the door for a long time. "Husband, come back for dinner." Lin Feng sighed softly, sat back and ate silently. Zhang Yuxi knew what Lin Feng was thinking. "Honey, I don't have a classes this afternoon. How about going out for a walk and relaxing? Before we had children, we didn't have time to spend time alone. Now that the children are older, can you spend more time with me, okay?" Lin Feng smiled and nodded, "Okay. Then, when the children are older, can you accompany me on a world tour?" "Okay." Regarding this, Lin Feng had already made plans. Chapter 481 Other People's Children. In a blink of an eye, it was the first monthly exam. The children said they had no pressure and no problems. When the results came out, they all did very well. At the parent-teacher meeting, the teachers ranked the students. Dabao was the first in the class. Erbao and Sanbao were the first and second in the class respectively. In the ranking of the whole grade, Dabao was the first in the school, Erbao was the third in the school, and Sanbao was the fifth. Lin Feng was a little confused. 1, 3, and 5, is that okay? Did you discuss it? 3 of the top 10 students in the school are from their family, and the first and second in the class are also from their family. And Sanbao has always been the first in sports. All of a sudden, the quadruplets became famous. The teacher asked the parents of the children to share their teaching experience. This is Yangcheng No. 5 Middle School. To have such results, it must be a very powerful existence. In an instant, the other parents in the class looked at Lin Feng with fiery eyes and asked him to share his learning experience quickly. When Lin Feng finished speaking, everyone didn't believe it and thought he must be hiding his shortcomings. Are you kidding? In this day and age, are there any people who don't take their children to tutoring or hire a tutor? Can children go to bed before 8:30 these days? Can children be so independent these days? Who are you kidding? Lin Feng knows that no one believes it, but it is the fact. The teacher coughed lightly. I believe what this parent said is true. As far as I know, they have finished their homework before school is over this month. I didn't expect this, and their children usually go to play basketball after class. The other 2 children are also from their family. They go to the music room to play piano after class. Their grades are still very good. And not only very good, they can rank in the top 5 in the whole grade. Parents, damn, this is talent, it's unmatched. As a key middle school with the highest admission rate, Yangcheng No. 5 Middle School must have a heavier academic workload than usual. Other schools finish school at 5:30, and they finish school at 6:30. School is also half an hour earlier than other schools. Seeing that the weather is getting colder and colder, Lin Feng wants to drive the children there. Then, they said, let's send Sanbao to school. The 4th child is the farthest from the school. The eldest child carries the 3rd child, and the 2nd child can ride by himself. But Lin Feng is worried. In this winter, they have to set off before dawn. How can they not feel distressed? The wind is blowing outside. So, after consulting the teacher, I learned that children can ride electric bikes, but the school does not encourage it. After a lot of hesitation, I still didn't buy it. Zhang Yuxi couldn't stand it anymore. Husband, the children have grown up, and they can bear a little grievance and hardship. They are not flowers in a greenhouse. It's important to be independent. Besides, the children didn't say they were cold, so let them go. Lin Feng nodded. Zhang Yuxi hugged him and could understand his feelings. From a 2-month-old baby to junior high school, it's natural to be worried about the baby flying away. Lin Feng has been anxious for 2 months since the children went to junior high school. Fortunately, he has the skills. Otherwise, he would have hair loss early. It was not until 3 months later that Lin Feng finally got used to it. No, he finally admitted that the children are grown up. Midterm exam. This time, the 2nd child ranked first, the first in the whole school. Dabao fell behind by 5 points, but still ranked first in the class and second in the school. Sanbeo ranked second in the class, second only to Erbeo, and fourth in the school. When looking at the list of rankings on campus, Dabeo said, "If Sanbeo's sister works harder, the top 3 will all be ours. A family should be neat and tidy. Of course, exams should also be neat and tidy. Even if you are talented, you still need to work hard. The final exam is coming soon, and Erbeo will not do handicrafts anymore. This time he wants to be neat and tidy with his brothers and sisters. I am not afraid of anything, but I am afraid that Erbeo will be serious. Once Erbeo gets serious, they will panic." In this way, except for Sabeo, the 4 began to compete secretly. Sanbeo no longer practices the piano, and Dabeo and Erbeo no longer go out to play. "Let's study." This made Lin Feng confused, but it is a good thing to love learning. As a parent, of course you have to encourage and keep up with the nutrition and serve well. The teachers of the 2 classes are very pleased and often say it in class. "Did you see that? Isn't it scary? People who are better than you work harder than you. You should learn too. What if you beat them?" The classmates said, "Teacher, wake up. We go to crammed school every day and do homework until after 10 o'clock every day, but we still can't do better than them. Woo, can't you see their efforts?" Erbeo is the most popular in the class. Usually, everyone will ask her for questions they don't know. As soon as the teacher entered the classroom, "If you have any questions, ask me or the class monitor in the future. Don't bother Erbeo." Erbeo has a pretty face and a personality that makes people feel sorry for her. The teacher feels sorry for this child. Don't ask. If you ask, she is a little cutie. The final exam is over. In addition to the different deductions for reading comprehension in Chinese, there is also composition. The answers for mathematics are exactly the same. Next is to wait for the results. Lin Feng took the children out to play and wanted to relax. Who would have thought that the children had already made an appointment with other good friends in the class? Lin Feng was in a complicated mood and transferred 3,000 yuan to each of them on WeChat so that the children could have a good time. The 4 children left home together. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Be careful on the road and come back early in the evening." Turning around, she saw Lin Feng coaxing him with an abandoned look. "Hubby, take me to play." Lin Feng hugged his wife. "Okay. Take you to play, where do you want to go?" "It's okay, as long as my husband is with me, even if it's just to take a walk in the community, I'm happy." Lin Feng smiled. It only takes 3 days to get the report card. The 4 treasures and their classmates had a lot of fun in these 3 days. Lin Feng went shopping with his wife, and they lived a very comfortable world. When he had nothing to do, he also taught Zhang Yuxi to cook. With him around, it's impossible to blow up the kitchen. The children had a great time for 3 days and went to get their report cards. There is an LED screen at the entrance of the school. It lists the top 100 students in the 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 1st grade, 2nd grade, and 3rd grade of senior high school. The 1st place in the 1st grade of junior high school is Sanbeo, the 2nd place is Dabeo, and the 3rd place is Erbeo. Moreover, the 3rd place is more than 80 points ahead of the 4th place. The quadruplets are well known in the school. The 1st and 2nd place are 3 points apart. The 2nd and 3rd place are 2 points apart. The 3rd and 4th place are 1 point apart. The family is not only well organized, but also has the best scores. As expected, the world is not scary, but the 3 treasures are afraid of hard work. As long as the 3 treasures work hard, there is nothing she can't do. Whether it's music or other aspects. Chapter 482 All-Round Athlete. Erbeo sighed, "What a pity, I was only a few points away from 2nd place. Yes, if I was 6 points away, I would be 1st place. I must work harder next time." The quadruplets are handsome boys and beautiful girls. Especially Sanbeo, she has been commented as the class flower, the flower of the 1st grade. There is a kind of person who carries shiny things on her, that is Erbeo. Wherever they go, they are the focus. Back in the class, the classmates celebrated that Sanbeo got the 1st place in the grade and Erbeo got the 3rd place. The 2 children thought it was nothing. In their opinion, it was just a competition between brothers and sisters. Sanbeo scored full marks in every subject except for 1 point deducted in Chinese and 0.5 points deducted in reading comprehension. Therefore, Sanbeo had no homework, and Erbeo only had 2 Chinese test papers and wrote 10 essays. Because Erbeo's essays were severely deducted. In Dabeo's class, The two head teachers also teased each other. This year our class leads with excellent results. Sorry. It's okay, it's only the first semester of the first year of junior high school, there's a long way to go. Lin Feng has received the report cards from the teachers in the group, as well as the grade ranking. Sanbao lived up to expectations and became the first in the grade. Many parents in the group sent their blessings, and Lin Feng replied in unison. If they can achieve such results in Yangchang No. 5 Middle School, then the results of the four treasures in Yangchang are also extremely outstanding. Starting from the second year of junior high school, physics was introduced. At this time, the strengths and weaknesses of boys and girls were revealed. Dabao got the first place in the grade in the first semester of junior high school, Erbao was the second, and Sanbao was the third. In the second semester, Erbao had a lot of inspiration, and 1/3 of his mind was spent on jewelry design. In addition to her, Sanbao also participated in the performance in the next semester. Dabao and Sabao also participated in the youth taekwondo competition held in Yangchang, and both won awards. In the eyes of their classmates, they are like an existence that they look up to. There is a kind of excellent person who works silently and then surprises everyone. And they are indeed excellent people, and their studies and interests have never fallen behind. It seemed that no matter how hard they tried to catch up, they could not surpass them. After physics was introduced in the second year of junior high school, the two girls, Erbao and Sanbao, were obviously lacking. In the midterm exam, although the three of them were still ranked in the top 3 in the whole grade, but the scores of Erbao and Sanbao were very close to the 5th place. Sanbao, who was ranked second, directly left Erbao by 15 points. Erbao and Sanbao are not good enough, they need to use their brains. In the first semester of the second year of junior high school, the results came out. Dabao ranked first in the grade, Sanbao ranked second in the grade, and Erbao ranked third in the grade. The classmate who ranked 5th in the grade in the previous midterm exam, he felt that he was very close to the big guys and studied hard. This student has been ranked 4th and 5th steadily, wondering if he has a chance to go to the top 4. As a result, the test results came out. Erbao ranked 3rd in the grade, 45 points ahead of him who was 4th. He almost vomited blood. The midterm test was 2 points away, but this time he was directly left by 45 points. Is this still a human being? Later I heard that Erbao and Sanbao had the same physics teacher. If they didn't know how to do a question, he would run to the office the fastest. The teacher especially liked children who asked questions when they didn't understand, and the two girls had good grades. They could do it after a little tutoring. If Sabao were included, his grades would be 5th or 4th in the grade. It wouldn't be much different. Next year, in the third year of junior high school, Sabao will participate in the Youth Olympic Games. In the second semester of the second year of junior high school, Sabao will participate in the competition to qualify for the Olympic Games. Sabao's teacher Kiao is in charge of the competition. Kiao now has only 4 children, including Sabao. He puts all his energy on them. After graduating from the 6th grade, he is only responsible for coaching them. Next, they will play competitions all over the country. The family has never missed every concert that Sanbao participated in, even if they had to take leave. The family will definitely support Sabao in the competition. According to teacher Kiao, Sabao is a rare all-round athlete. He has extremely high athletic talent and will definitely become a brilliant person in the future. Teacher Kiao has found more possibilities in Sabao. He has a hunch about this competition. The 4 treasures that have been hiding their strength for many years will surely make a splash. Horizontal ellipsis. Chapter 483 Youth Olympic Games begins. The Youth Olympic Games have already set up 26 major events, including swimming, archery, athletics, badminton, basketball, boxing, rowing, cycling, and taekwondo. Later, there were 35 major events in total, and the Winter Youth Olympic Games had 7 major events such as skiing and ice hockey. The Winter Youth Olympic Games is scheduled for February 12th and ends on the 21st. Erbao learned that there was a taekwondo competition and asked teacher Kiao to sign up for him. Erbao and Sabao went, and Dabao, as their eldest brother, also had to go. After all, the 3 of them learned taekwondo together at the beginning. Although later, Erbao was obsessed with handicrafts and did not continue to study with them. But in terms of talent, it is not much worse than the 2 boys. Sabao went to school for training, and teacher Kiao found a famous taekwondo black belt master in Yangcheng for them. The holiday is on January 24th, and they can train for half a month before the competition. During this period, Raymond Lam took care of the children's food and daily life in Yangchang. Zhang Yuxi took Sanbei to practice in Shanghai. The performance was scheduled for February 25th, just in time for the Youth Olympic Games to be held, and then to watch the performance of Sanbei. The teachers of Class 3 learned that Dabei and Erbei were going to participate in the Youth Olympic Games. They all left messages to wish her good results, as did their classmates and teachers. They hoped to achieve good results and win glory for the country. Erbei and Dabei originally wanted to go paddling and exchange ideas with other players while competing. They suddenly felt a lot of pressure, and the two of them practiced hard. In a blink of an eye, it was February 10th. Sibeo, Dabei and Erbei followed teacher Qiao's team and flew to Brazil on a special plane. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took a plane. At the hotel where they stayed, they booked a parent-child suite. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi bought tickets very early, and the seats were very front. Because of their good relationship with teacher Qiao made another arrangement in the middle of the trip. The couple can see the competition without binoculars. However, the couple finally bought binoculars. This is their first time to participate in the Youth Olympic Games, and teacher Qiao has signed up for Sibeo for many competitions: taekwondo, swimming, skiing, athletics, fencing and equestrianism. In the dense array of uniforms, they couldn't see their children at all. Fortunately, they had prepared binoculars before, which came in handy now. The old father Lin Feng was very excited when he found the children in the crowd. "I saw the children, I saw them." Zhang Yuxi also saw the children and smiled happily. "I saw them too." The opening ceremony ended in the morning. In the afternoon, the official competition began. This year and this month are of great significance to Lin Feng's family. In the next 10 days of competition, they are just spectators. Parents can only interact with their children after the competition is over. The first gold medal that Sibeo won was for horse riding. When he stood on the podium, the couple's eyes were full of tears. Don't think that Sibeo is a very cheerful child. In fact, under his cheerful appearance, he works very hard. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi thought that he was training alone at school, and tried their best to care and take care of him. Lin Feng would pick up Sibeo from school, and would also walk around the school with him, and sometimes come to see him train in advance. Every child of the four treasures is very serious and hardworking. Teacher Qiao said, "Sibeo is a talented child. What's more rare is that he has both talent and hard-working heart." Once, Sibeo's feet were rubbed with blisters, and the whole family was very concerned. Everyone in the family loves each other. Sanbei took a special leave, and the family sat together and cheered for Sibeo's victory. The next is the 50-meter swimming. Sibeo almost didn't make it to the finals. His opponent was too strong. In the evening, Lin Feng called Sibeo and tomorrow was the swimming finals. When we meet a strong opponent, we should not have psychological pressure. That night, the father and son talked a lot. The next day, Sibeo won the gold medal with a lead of 1 second. This is the second gold medal won by Sibeo. At this moment, Sibeo became the focus. Next is track and field, and successfully entered the finals. In the finals, Sibeo was behind the third place, but he was not in a hurry. In the last lap, Sibeo suddenly exerted his strength, and the whole person's feet seemed to have a hot wheel. Sibeo, who has always been in fourth place, overtook one by one. Swimming and equestrianism are definitely tiring for a child. Everyone thought that this child might not have the physical strength and would probably stop there. Unexpectedly, Sibeo continued to exert his strength and surpassed the first place in the last 3 seconds. He won the third place gold medal. Just when everyone thought that Sibeo would win the gold medal in taekwondo, he only won the bronze medal. The gold medal went to Erbei. The bronze medal went to Dabei. So, the whole family stood on the podium in an orderly manner. The host asked in English, "Your names are so similar, are you brothers?" Erbei smiled slightly and said in fluent English, "Yes, he is my eldest brother, and this is my younger brother." "Triplets? Wow. Not triplets, quadruplets. I am the second. I also have a younger brother and a younger sister." This made everyone go crazy. Oh my god, triplets stood on the podium together, amazing. Next, there was fencing and skiing. In fencing, Sibeo once again showed everyone his strength and won the gold medal. On the last day, the skiing competition was held in an artificial competition venue. In order to let Sibeo practice skiing, Lin Feng took them to Takedo, and there was no problem with the advanced ski slope. Teacher Kiao felt that skiing might just be a hobby of Sibeo, and he had not signed him up for this project before. It was Sibeo who added it later. His reason was, "I can give it a try. Let's give it a try." Sibeo actually has advantages in height and body shape, but he just has little experience. Coach Kiao is not good at this either, and he hired professional foreign teachers. The foreign teacher said that Sibeo had good qualifications and he learned it after teaching for a while. Later, Lin Feng spent a lot of money to find a retired and very experienced coach for his son. In the end, Sibeo's performance once again narrowly beat his opponent and won the gold medal. I guess few people don't know the name Lin Anan now. The proud result of winning 4 golds and 1 silver. After Sibeo won the award before, the media came to report, but they were all stopped by Teacher Kiao. He was worried that it would distract Sibeo. Now that the competition is over, Teacher Kiao asked Sibeo if he wanted to be interviewed. Sibeo thought about it and said, "Forget it, it's not necessary." Teacher Kiao was a little surprised. "Why? I just need to compete well. They ask questions and take pictures all the time, which is annoying." Teacher Kiao likes this about Sibeo. He is clear-headed and doesn't mind showing off after winning. "Then I'll refuse them all for you." "Thank you, teacher." Chapter 484, No one should be underestimated. After the competition, we must celebrate. The children and the parents were together and it was lively. Even if we didn't get a place or a medal in this competition, it was an opportunity for the children to gain experience. So the results are secondary. The most important thing is to see if there is anything gained in this competition. After the dinner, those who have the conditions will take the children to have a walk. Here, it has a special meaning for Lin Feng and his family. Since we are here, we must have some fun to celebrate the victory of the 4 treasures. Lin Feng planned a tourist route and went to the most famous waterfall in Brazil. It is the widest waterfall in the world. It is a horseshoe-shaped waterfall, 82 meters high, 4 kilometers wide, and has an average drop of 75 meters. Take the elevator beside the plank road to overlook the whole waterfall from the air. Lin Feng rented a car, similar to that kind of RV, a bit like an SUV. After arriving, check the tickets, and then take the children to walk along the sightseeing steps. Here, you can see the majestic waterfall pouring down. It would be better if you come to play in summer. It's a bit cold in winter, but it doesn't affect the excitement at all. This is the first time for the children to see the waterfall. As one of the 3 largest waterfalls in the world, the Vidor Falls has the largest drop, the Nila Falls has the largest water volume, and the waterfall here is the widest. After turning a corner and the rumbling sound of water, at the end of the observation deck, there is a viewing platform suitable for taking pictures, and you can take pictures one by one. In order to prevent the phone from getting wet, Lin Feng bought waterproof. The family asked a friend to take a family photo. The photo cannot be taken for too long, because there are people waiting in line behind. Continue walking forward and you will reach the wooden plank road. This allows people to get close to people, because they are not well prepared, so they can't see it up close. The water splashes too much and will splash people. Some people brought disposable raincoats, but they didn't use them. There are some restaurants at the end, and there are also self-service ones. Most people here choose self-service. You can eat as you like and see the waterfall outside. You can go to the scenic area after dinner. There are raccoons here. As a tourist attraction, they are used to being fed by humans. They are cute, and some have bad tempers. Before leaving, some of them were reluctant to leave. Lin Feng found that they could take a helicopter to see the scenery, and the children all wanted to try it. Even Erbeo and Sanbeo wanted to try it. They were shocked again when they saw the whole scene on the river. After returning, the family was still discussing it. In the afternoon, Lin Feng took the children to the ladder. There are many people checking in here. The ladder is 80 meters high and the base diameter is 106 meters. It can accommodate about 20,000 people. When the family came, they did their homework. The top of the ladder is a huge glass cross-shaped canopy. The sunlight shines through the cross, which is dazzling. They came at a good time. It was from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Sundays and Saturdays. At other times, it ended at 4 p.m., and the itinerary was a bit rushed. They went there at nearly 3 p.m., and there was sunshine. The sunlight shone on the stained glass, which was beautiful and majestic. After closing, they took a walk all the way, walking in a foreign country, enjoying the different scenery. They walked and stopped along the way and ate local delicacies. We planned to spend a few days and then go to see Sanbao's performance. In the evening, Teacher Kiao called and said that there was an interview that had to be accepted. So, the family returned to the hotel after dinner. The interviewer was a smiling middle-aged woman. She signaled Sanbao not to be nervous, and the interview would be over soon. Sanbao said he was not nervous, as he was naturally outgoing. As a coach, Kiao was also invited to the interview. The questions asked were all official, and the host would tell Sanbao how to answer the question. Make Sanbao's words more official. Sanbao stood beside Kiao and calmly accepted the interview. This interview was a temporary rehearsal. After all, it was a one-shot interview. Kiao attributed all the achievements to Sanbao's own efforts, and he just tapped his potential. There are more possibilities in him waiting for me to discover. Teacher Kiao was serious about this. Sanbao is a kind of gold, which will shine wherever he goes, and his family is not short of money. It's just a matter of time before he is discovered. It's just that he was lucky to discover this treasure boy in advance. After the 5-minute interview ended and the camera was turned off, the host changed from serious to enthusiastic. You know what? You're famous. Now everyone in China knows that there is a little Superman like you. Sanbao thought for a moment. I don't know. We went out to play today. The host couldn't hide her admiration for Sanbao, because she also has a child of this age. What did you go to play? We went to see the waterfall, the ladder, and a lot of fun things. How are your grades? I think I'm in the top 5 in the whole grade. So amazing. Sanbao asked back, amazing? I don't think so. My brother and sister are all in the top 4 of the key middle school. The host remembered that there were Sanbao's family members next to him. Because there was no report to interview other people, the host felt very sorry. Wow, these are the other children. Sanbao is now a well-known young musician in China. No one doesn't know him when he's mentioned. Sanbao is also a little internet celebrity, but he has never appeared. But the omnipotent netizens dug out the photo of Sanbao winning the Handmade Award, and then followed the clues to find out that Sanbao was also in the top 4 of the grade in the key middle school. Well, a family of 4 children, 3 of them are famous. And Sanbao won a taekwondo medal, and his strength should not be underestimated. Although not well known, he is the first in the whole grade. The children in this family are really awesome. The reporter discussed parenting experience with Lin Feng, hoping to learn from him. Later, it was discovered that he was gifted, okay? Free range. No comparison, no comparison. Chapter 485. Sir, times have changed. The family returned to Yangcheng. Sanbao won 3 gold medals and 1 silver medal, and the city of Yangcheng and the school also rewarded Sanbao. Sanbao won the Taekwondo Championship of the Youth Olympic Games, which really impressed his classmates and teachers. I didn't expect that he could be both literary and martial. Sanbao is the school beauty of the grade, and Sanbao's fame is close behind. Many boys think that these 2 girls are like princesses. They secretly like them, but the distance is so far away. Every day, Sanbao and Sanbao will receive pink letters and sweet chocolates in their drawers. Sanbao and Sanbao have the same idea, no interest. Isn't it good to study it? Isn't it good to play it? Although their attitudes are the same, they still receive a lot every day. Sanbao and Sanbao discussed and installed a template on the desk and added a lock. When the teacher told Lin Feng about this, he was a little amused. Compared with the 2 daughters, the boys think it is a good thing to be liked by girls. They think they are awesome. Otherwise, why would so many girls like them? They would even share these things with their parents. Sanbao smiled with his hands covering his mouth at the dinner table. Dad, today a male classmate came over and told Sanbao's sister that Sanbao's sister is pretty and has good grades. Then, guess what Sanbao's sister said? Lin Feng asked, what did she say? Sanbao's sister said, do you need to say this? I knew it a long time ago. The soft and cute Sanbao sometimes speaks without mercy. This year, I came here for a competition. So the reunion dinner in Micheng was already on the 8th day of the first lunar month. Lin Dashan and his wife had already booked the hotel, and Lin Feng took the children back to the villa. As soon as they arrived, Lin Dashan and his wife came over. The children are older, and there is a generation gap when chatting with them. But it doesn't matter, the children talk, and they just listen. Lin Dashan and his wife are now younger and younger. The company lost money that year, and Lin Dashan refused his son's financial support and closed the company. He and Zhou Qilin lived in a world of two, going out and having fun. Lin Dun said before that he would go to Guangzhou with his son Lin Jiajin, but later he gave up. The children all have their own lives, so they should not disturb them to avoid annoying others. Lin Dehu got sick last year, and he has become more open-minded and has a better temper. The relationship between his son Lin Rui and him has eased a lot, and Lin Xiaolin has gradually contacted her family. These are what Zhou Qilin said to Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng are the kind of people who focus on their family, and they don't care much about those things. It's not their turn to discuss other people's family affairs. Zhou Qilin looked at Zhang Yuxi. You haven't changed at all in all these years, and you still look so young. Zhang Yuxi also noticed this. Mom, you too. Did you dye your hair? This color suits you. Really? Your dad said this color is ugly and weird. I think it looks good. The purple is not very obvious, dark purple. On the other side, Lin Dashan said to his son, the table is booked. Let's get drunk tonight. Dad, I say you should drink less. It's good for your health. Alice, at our age, we don't think about other things. We just want to live our own lives. In the evening. The best hotel in Micheng. All the relatives in Micheng came. Everyone gathered together and laughed. In the past, Lin Dashan's business failed and he was the worst off among his brothers. But his son is doing well. Now not only his son is doing well, but his grandson is also doing well. Many relatives who are familiar with him also came to participate this time. It is said that if you are poor in a busy city, no one will care about you. If you are rich in the mountains, you will have distant relatives. This saying is also true. In recent years, many relatives have come to Lin Dashan for help, and he helped them as much as he could because of the relationship. This time, Lin Jiajin and Wang Lu, as well as their two sons, also came back. Lin Ji has a girlfriend in Beijing. He plans to bring her home next year to let everyone take a look and approve her. After eating and drinking well, the four treasures went to play with the children of the same generation. The young ones sang in KTV, and the older ones played cards. For more than 10 years, this tradition has not changed at all. Lin Feng, Lin Jiajin, Yu Zheng, and Lin Rui each took their wives to sing. Lin Ji followed the children. They were worried that there was no adult around. Halfway through the song, Lin Jiajin sighed, I'm old, I don't have the energy. Wang Lu said, there will be a light show after 8 o'clock tonight. Do you want to go? So everyone discussed and decided to go to the light show. Micheng is not very cold this year. Raymond Lam hugs Zhang Yuxi and puts a hand on her. Wang Lu, who is standing by, is jealous. Aren't you tired of each other after so many years? Zhang Yuxi asks back. Are you tired of it? Wang Lu laughs. I'm not. Because her husband, Lin Jiajin, is looking at her. She snorts coldly. What are you looking at? You don't know how to care for others. Can't you see I'm cold? Lin Jiajin rolls his eyes. If you're cold, do it yourself. You don't have hands. Wang Lu is so angry that she wants to hide him. Shut up. The light show tonight is really beautiful, and there is also a musical fountain to set off. Micheng has been getting better and better in recent years. After watching the light show, several people went to eat barbecue. I checked the time and called Lin Ji. Do you want to bring the children to eat barbecue together? The children went to the movies. Lin Ji sent a message in the cinema. Brother, we will be here for a while. You eat and don't worry about us. After returning home, she called Lin Ji again and said that she was visiting the night market and would probably stay at the old house to sleep tonight. Raymond Lam had no objection. There are many people this year, it is lively and the children like it too. When Lin Ji came back last time, he said that the four treasures were so popular that many boys and girls came to ask for their contact information. He couldn't stop them, and couldn't help but sigh. Adults, times have changed. Lin Feng also knows the charm of children. In this society where most people look at appearance, the appearance of the four treasures is definitely the best. This gives him a headache, but also makes him proud. Whether to parents or to the older generation, no matter how old they are, children are children. Zhou Qilin has learned how to make cotton slippers during this period, and is preparing to make a pair for each member of Lin Feng's family. 6 people is not a small number, so this year during the Chinese New Year, she was seen holding shoes. The third aunt joked with her, how much is it worth to buy a pair of slippers now? There is no need to go through so much trouble. Zhou Qilin smiled with emotion, it's not worth much, But I didn't make it myself. It's just a little thought. I couldn't help but think back to the time I spent in the countryside. I also made clothes for Lin Feng and his brothers. Third aunt nodded. That's right, now Lin Feng and his brothers have everything they want, they lack nothing. Joe Killen smiled. Next year Lin Ji will bring his girlfriend back, and the house will be lively again. Third aunt envied. I'll give you a grandson later. Joe Killen was happy when talking about grandchildren. In the blink of an eye, the 4 treasures have grown so big. When I see them, I can't help but think of the appearance of babies. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 486 Husband, I think I'm pregnant. On the other side. In addition to Lin Ji taking care of the children, the 3 brothers of the Lin family in Yuzheng, several people played cards together. Lin Jiajin smiled and said, no wonder I always lose when playing cards with Zhang Yuxi. It turns out that she can count cards. It took more than 10 years to find out more about this. I lost money. Lin Rui laughed. I thought about it a long time ago. Look, I played with her later, haha. Yu Zheng smiled but said nothing. As he was talking, Lin Jiajin suddenly sighed. I wanted water. I have been working hard for so many years but have not seen any results. This topic was ignited all at once. Yu Zheng's Chuanchuan is now in college. Compared with his peers, his qualifications are mediocre. He doesn't care about these. It's a miracle that he can become a normal person. He doesn't ask for anything else. He didn't consider having a second child. If he inherits the disease and gets sick, it's hard to say. The couple finally waited for the clouds to clear and the moon to shine. So let it go. Lin Rui and Lin Jiajin both gave birth to 2 sons. However, Lin Rui's desire for a daughter is not as serious as Lin Jiajin's, but he just thought about it and didn't take any actual action. Lin Jiajin has always wanted a daughter, and he envied the 2 princesses in Lin Feng's family. The older he got, the more he envied her, and the harder he worked. Boss Lin, what's wrong with you? You haven't had a second child in so many years. Lin Feng said calmly, I had an operation, so I won't have a second child. Lin Jiajin's resentment towards his daughter was the same as Liu Bo's. Except for Lin Feng and Zhang Anmin who had daughters, all of them had sons. They were so worried that the competition would be too fierce in the future, and they were worried that their sons wouldn't be able to find wives. That day, Zhang Yuxi suddenly felt uncomfortable, but she didn't think much about it. Until midnight, Zhang Yuxi dreamed of a cute baby smiling at her, and then turned into a lotus and disappeared. After waking up, she felt something was wrong. She woke up Lin Feng. What's wrong, wife? Husband, I think I'm pregnant. Ah, how can you think about this? Zhang Yuxi told Lin Feng about her dream of pregnancy, and Lin Feng took her pulse and found that she was really pregnant. The couple was confused. Lin Feng said after a while, maybe the medicine has expired. How to say it? Lin Feng stared at Zhang Yuxi's belly, making her feel embarrassed. What are you looking at? Do you want this child? Yes, why not? Zhang Yuxi's old face turned red. The 4 treasures are all in their teens. If I have another one, will others laugh at me? Lin Feng has always been adhering to the principle of living your own life and letting others talk. No, now many second children are more than 10 or 20 years older than their older brothers and sisters. Zhang Yuxi pursed her lips. Lin Feng was much happier than her about this matter. There was always some regret in my heart that I didn't see my wife get pregnant and give birth. Zhang Yuxi was worried about many problems. What if the 4 treasures don't like this child? Lin Feng asked back, why don't they like it? They like Guoguo so much? I took him everywhere to play when he was a child, and Lan often gave the 2 children to them. Zhang Yuxi couldn't sleep, and Lin Feng coaxed her. Be happy, we are getting children in our old age. You are not the one who is pregnant, and you are not the one who listens to gossip. This pregnant woman gets angry a little quickly. The next day, it happened that several people came to Lin Feng's villa to visit. Lin Feng bought this villa for nearly 500 million yuan, and now it has increased several times. In the past, they fantasized that if they worked hard, they could live in such a good house. Later, they found that the speed at which they made money could not keep up with the speed of house prices. Forget it. Lin Feng solemnly called everyone to the living room and asked the four treasures to come down, saying that he had something to do. The four treasures and the children were playing upstairs. Zhang Yuxi knew what Lin Feng was going to announce. Oh my god, she was embarrassed. Lin Feng took out an exquisite gift box. There is a very special gift in it. I want to announce it to everyone solemnly. Everyone watched him open it curiously. Then, there was a red baby clothes inside. Everyone understood it almost at the same time. The fourth treasure reacted the fastest and jumped up directly. I'm going to have a brother or sister. The second treasure shouted, wow, so happy. The performance of the four treasures satisfied the couple. They really liked brothers and sisters, and they had already started discussing who would take care of the children and what gifts to give. It was a scene of a large-scale competition for favor. The other children couldn't help but envy. Lin Dashan and his wife were as happy as children. They could hold their grandchildren and babies again. For the older generation, having a baby in the family is a very happy thing. Lin Jiajin was not convinced. Didn't you tell us yesterday that it was not possible? Lin Feng corrected him. I said no, but I didn't expect to find out that I was pregnant at night. Lin Jiajin asked again, you won't give birth to twins again, will you? This time Lin Feng said very confidently, 1. Lin Jiajin felt that if he gave birth to a son, he would be fine. If he gave birth to a daughter, he would be very angry. Chapter 487 The Sensible Four Treasures. This year is a special New Year gift. Raymond Lam took Zhang Yuxi to do a prenatal checkup, followed by Lin Ji and the four babies. They are all good looking, and the rate of returning to the front is 500%. Compared with the first time she endured the hardships of pregnancy alone, this time she has her husband and children to accompany her. She is very happy. Outside the B ultrasound room, the whole family is waiting. The four babies are sitting on chairs discussing the gender of the children. The younger brother and sister are all fine. Other waiting family members thought, wow, are these quadruplets? They are so good looking? Listening to their tone of doting on their younger brothers and sisters, they are the kind in the video. Doted on by thousands, with so many fairy sisters and brothers? After waiting for a long time, Zhang Yuxi came out. The people around her were critical. Wow, this family is so good looking. Raymond Lam hugged Zhang Yuxi with one hand and looked at the report with the other. The baby is very healthy, there is no problem. The four babies followed behind, and it will take another 9 months to see the younger brother and sister. The time is really long. Zhao Lizhan received the news in Shanghai and was really happy for her daughter. They were all relieved when they found out they were pregnant. And Lan came over and called Zhang Yuxi. You were pregnant without telling me. Why didn't you tell me? We agreed to have a second child together. No, how about having a daughter together? Guoguo has been naughty since he was a child, and KK is a little better. Now, except for his dad who can get his way, she can't control the two brothers at all. In the past, it was Liu Bo who wanted a daughter. Now, it's Lan who wants one. Other people's sons are warm-hearted men, but her two sons only make her feel cold. And after a daughter becomes a mother, she will be more considerate of her mother. And Lam feels that she needs a daughter who understands her. Zhang Yuxi was speechless. A second child, she said, as if she had done something shameful behind her back. Having said enough, Lan sobbed, I also want a daughter, I'll give you the two sons. KK's voice came from the other side, Mom, I want to eat cola chicken wings. And Lan, who was sobbing just now, answered crisply, okay, Mom will make it for you later. Zhang Yuxi wanted to roll her eyes. Passing by a bookstore, the children said they were bored and went to buy some extracurricular books. Zhang Yuxi was drinking milk in the booth. After the four treasures and Lin Feng came back from shopping, they each asked for a drink. Zhang Yuxi was attracted by Lin Feng's stack of books. What did you buy? At a glance, there were encyclopedia of pregnant women, unknown secrets of pregnant women and so on. Suddenly, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. When leaving Micheng, Zhou Qilin repeatedly told her son and the four treasures. You must take good care of Yuxi and the children. I will come to see you in the summer. Good boys, Mom has brothers and sisters now, you should be more obedient. The four treasures nodded, this is natural. When they got home, the four babies announced. Mom, from today on, we will take care of all the housework. Zhang Yuxi was embarrassed. She didn't do much housework in her daily life. She smiled and said, thank you for your hard work. The four babies said it was not hard, although they usually did the housework. but there should still be a sense of ceremony. Lin Feng was very pleased with the performance of the 4 babies. Lin Feng took out the clothes that the 4 babies had worn before and sorted them out. The 3rd baby came over. "Dad, what is this?" Lin Feng waved. "Come here, these are the clothes you wore when you were little, and Dad picked some to keep as a souvenir." The 2nd baby also came over, still a little noisy. "The pink ones are ours, and the blue ones are theirs." Lin Feng gestured. "Let your younger brothers and sisters wear your clothes later," saying that it is easier to raise children wearing old clothes. The 4 babies will keep a few small clothes of each age. It's a pity that there are no clothes for newborns, but now they have finally made up. February 28th. Lin Feng registered the children. They are the last semester of the 3rd year of junior high school, and the news that the 4 babies are going to be brothers and sisters spread like wildfire in the school. They were full of pride. They promised, "Next year, our little baby will definitely come to pick us up from school." Zhang Yuxi was fine during her pregnancy. She was able to eat and sleep well. Except for her strange temper, there were no major problems. What are her strange tempers? For example, when she drinks milk, she feels that it has a strong fishy smell. When she eats egg custard, she also feels that it has a strong taste. Her sense of taste and smell have become extremely strong, and she can't stand those smells. Lin Feng specially took Dabe and Fifa for a full-body checkup. Fifa is already in her teens, and so is Dabe. They have been raising the 4 treasures since they were in kindergarten. After so many years, they have a very good relationship with the 4 treasures. Dabe and Fifa are like 2 brothers. In the past, Dabe and Fifa would be sent to foster care wherever they went, but now the family prepares enough water and food. Let them stay at home. They are old and miss home. The 4 treasures will also chat with them through surveillance, and every time at this time, they will sit in front of the camera. Dabe and Fifa like to lie next to Zhang Yuxi the most. With a cat and a dog, Zhang Yuxi felt loved by the whole family. Lin Feng asked her to temporarily stop her teacher's work, take care of the baby in the previous month, and have a good rest. Zhang Yuxi had no objection. In the past, the 4 babies were small, and she neglected them for work, which was a regret in her heart. Now, the family is not short of money, and it is okay for her to rest. So, she took leave to stay at home to take care of the baby. Just eat and sleep, sleep and eat, and then Lin Feng accompanied her for a walk. If there is any special situation, it is that the children's academic workload has increased and they are going from junior high school to high school. The 4 babies have developed the habit of self-discipline since childhood, of course, including in learning. So this semester, I saw that the top students in the school were reviewing intensively. Other classmates, oh my god, the pressure is so great. What is the most terrible tale? People who are better than you work harder than you. The other ranked students were panicked. The child in Zhang Yuxi's belly was conceived in January and discovered at the end of February. At 4 months, Zhang Yuxi felt a slight fetal movement. The long-lost feeling made her share it with Lin Feng immediately. Lin Feng didn't get any response from the baby, and he felt a little disappointed. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "When the month is big, the fetal movement will be obvious, and you will feel it then." Without any surprises or suspense, the children should continue to study at Yangcheng No. 5 Middle School. But Yangcheng also has the best high school, which only has a high school department but no junior high school. The enrollment rate is comparable to that of No. 5 Middle School. On this day, the leader came to communicate with Lin Feng. He planned to let the quadruplets go to their high school, free of tuition, and give them the best education. If the grades are good, the children will be recommended to Peking University and other schools. Faced with such good conditions, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi did not agree at the first time, but handed the issue to the children. Let them make their own choices, and believe that they have the ability, no matter where they go, they can do it. It was a coincidence that the other party came, just when the children were out of school. Seeing this, Lin Feng said, "Go and tell the children, I'm going to make dinner, do you want to stay and eat together?" The other party planned to stay for the sake of safety. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were in the kitchen, and the two did not care about the children's choices. It all depends on the children's own choices. After a while, the other party said, "I have something to do, so I'll leave first. I'll come visit you another day." Then he left. Lin Feng seemed to know why, and asked the children. They all decided to stay in Yangcheng No. 5 Middle School. They liked the teachers here, and the classmates in the class were all very good. They had to adapt to a new environment again, so there was no need for that. What was even more unnecessary was that the family was not short of money. Forget about tuition reduction or anything like that. They were not that poor. They had no idea how many people tried their best to go to that school, but they refused. Sibeo shined this time, and many sports schools came to poach him. Teacher Kiao refused to let him go. What a joke, it's so easy to find such a good seedling, and just give it up. Is he stupid? I don't know how the news got out, but the teachers of Class 3 and Class 7 called. The two teachers breathed a sigh of relief when they learned that the children refused. First, they were reluctant to part with the children, and second, it was also related to their own performance. Third, the higher-ups said that no matter what means were used, the students must be retained in the school. Fortunately, the children did not leave in the end, but chose to stay. The teacher was still very moved. Chapter 488, Filial Piety. Summer is here and the long vacation begins. Pregnant women have a higher body temperature than ordinary people. So Zhang Yuxi feels particularly hot and feels hot no matter what she does. You can't stay in an air-conditioned room every day, right? Lin Feng wants to take the whole family to escape the heat, but Zhang Yuxi's temper comes up again. The reason is that she doesn't want to move because the fetal movement is too strong. Even through a layer of clothes, you can see the baby's fetal movement. When the four treasures and Lin Feng are free for a day, they like to interact with the baby in their belly. Telling stories, singing, playing violin, playing games with the baby. Zhang Yuxi's anxious mood has gradually eased, thinking back to when she was pregnant with the four treasures. The environment is so difficult that she survived. To put it bluntly, it's not because she is pampered now. Thinking of this, Zhang Yuxi correctly faced her impatience during this period. This time, there are 5 days off, but the homework assigned by the teachers is not less at all. There are papers, exercises, etc. for several subjects, which are too much. But the children finished it in one night. When they are free, they can find something they like to do. When it is time to relax, they should still relax. Just when the children were about to take the high school entrance examination, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng went to the hospital for a color ultrasound. It was the first time to see the babies' faces clearly. They were pretty. The nurse said at the time, when they grow up, they must be as pretty as their mothers. Zhang Yuxi pondered this sentence and believed that it was a girl. Lin Feng didn't care about having a son or a daughter and didn't take it seriously. In a blink of an eye, the children's high school entrance examination came. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were waiting at the school gate. He also bought a stool for Zhang Yuxi to sit on, and held an umbrella for her and fanned her. They were arranged in the same school. Sibeo didn't have to take the exam and went directly to the original school. The exam lasted 1 day. The children said that they were all okay and didn't think the questions were difficult. The classmates who were discussing on the side almost cried after hearing it. Is this the world of academic bullies? It's terrible. This year's physics and English are so difficult, okay? Many people didn't even write the last question. They don't know how to do it. I don't know which awesome teacher gave the questions. I'm so angry. After returning home with the children, the teachers of each subject had already taken photos of the correct answers and asked each student to estimate their scores. Then, I saw a lot of wailing in the group. There were all kinds of crying, especially physics and English, which involved too many topics and many words were new. They found that the four treasures did not say anything, so they at each other and wanted to ask what their estimated scores were. There were so many ads, and Lin Feng saw it, he couldn't pretend not to see it. Send a message, they went out and will be back in a while, let them contact me later. Some children asked, Uncle? Where did they go? They all went out to play. Everyone. It's so crazy, so scary. But think about it, the test is over, what else can we do? Can we turn back time and do the test again? Obviously it's unrealistic, so the children finally thought about it and did what they should do. In this case, go out and have fun. However, they never expected it. When they finished playing and came back, they saw the quadruplets announce their scores. It doesn't count the composition questions, including English questions, open questions, etc. The top 4 are firmly in place again. The classmates in the group couldn't sleep. They were really having fun, but they were having their last carnival. The results will be out soon, and their last carnival won't last long. Because Zhang Yuxi was pregnant, the children went to Beijing for the holiday, and Linji took them to have a good time. Zhang Yuxi also wanted to go, But she was 6 months pregnant, so it was better for Lin Feng to stay at home with her. At night, the children would make video calls to their families. Sanbeo smiled at the camera and said, "Dad, we had a lot of fun with Uncle Lin Ji today. Next time, you and Mom can come and play, okay?" Recalling the last time we went to Beijing. It was still Lin Ji and his classmates who were admitted to Peking University, and the family stayed for a month and then left. At that time, the four treasures didn't even go to kindergarten. Looking back now, it's really full of memories. In a blink of an eye, the four treasures are about to go to high school. Erbeo and Sanbeo have grown up to be graceful and elegant, and Dabeo and Sabeo have become sunny and handsome little boys. And their little baby is about to be born. Lin Feng said with a smile, "Okay, after Mom gives birth to the baby, our family will go." Erbeo squeezed over, "Dad, Mom, is the baby well behaved today?" Zhang Yuxi answered from the side, "Very well behaved." Dabeo's voice came from behind, "Dad, I will send you photos later." Sibeo followed and said, "I will also bring you a lot of delicious food." Lin Feng said, "Okay, ask Uncle Lin Ji where the roast duck is the most authentic, and bring some back." Speaking of roast duck, Sibeo shouted, "Super delicious. I want to bring a lot back." I thought it was a joke, but I didn't expect it to be true. After going out to play for almost half a month, Lin Ji sent the children back to Yangcheng with a playful expression. In summer, the children only brought some clothes to change. When they came back, everyone carried a box, and Lin Ji's box was the largest. "What is this?" Lin Ji was panting with fatigue. "Brother, you will know when you open it." Lin Feng opened it. Wow, a box of roast ducks. They don't have to go bad even in such a hot day. But they left in the morning and arrived in a few hours, so they can't go bad. Putting them in the refrigerator quickly, Lin Feng called Sibeo. The box in Sibeo's hand was full of snacks, delicious. "Dad, what's the matter? Why did you buy so many roast ducks? Let Grandpa and Grandma have some, they are delicious." "Yeah, well done." He must support a child's filial piety. Although the refrigerator can't hold it, he can make room. Give one to Lan, give one to their teacher. There weren't many to begin with, and they were almost all distributed in the end, and they were delivered by local express. The express fee, plus the shipping fee, is far more than the roast duck itself. This is a roast duck bought from thousands of miles away. It's not easy. Lin Ji mentioned it at the dinner table. I took the four children to see the place where we rented a house during college. The place is still there, but the nursery downstairs is no longer open. The four children came over and said, "Dad, I remember that place." Raymond Lam asked, "Really?" The four children nodded and said, "I have some impression. Anyway, I have a good friend there." The third child also said that he had some impression. They are different from the second and fourth children. They can make all the children in the nursery class their good friends. When they left, they gave them their own toys. After returning, the four children made an appointment with a few classmates to play together. Some classmates in the class were admitted to other places, and some had other choices. The four children said they would not come back for dinner in the evening and would be home around 8 o'clock. The only ones left were Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi at home. Chapter 489 Jealous in Lan. Ever since she got pregnant with her second child, Zhang Yuxi likes quietness, and it's good without the troubles of the four babies. There is a stool specially placed in the kitchen for Zhang Yuxi. When Lin Feng cooks, she watches from the side, and she feels very comfortable. She can't remember what she did when she was pregnant with the quadruplets, but it was very pitiful anyway. And Lan brought Guaguo and KK to play with the four babies. The two children are almost like the devil, and they give her a headache every day. Originally, it was said that Anton would help take care of them, but Lan raised them so much by herself, and she couldn't bear to let go. So, she was tortured by the two sons during the day. At night, looking at their sleeping little faces, she loves them to death. Over and over again, Lan is haggard. It was okay when she was in school, but now it's vacation, and Lan is on the verge of madness. She thinks that she and Liu Bo play the image of a strict mother and a kind father well, and they are also very concerned about the education and physical and mental health of the children. How could they give birth to two little bastards? KK was better when she was a child. She was well behaved and cute. She was still fantasizing that KK would be a sweet boy in the future. Facts prove that she was overthinking. KK was led astray by his brother and ended up being worse than him. And Lan reflected deeply on this matter. The result was that Liu Bo was a good boy when he was young, unlike his father. He is like herself. What a painful realization. The 4 treasures are out to play. Then I will send them to Shanghai tomorrow. And Lan sat on the sofa, feeling hopeless. After Zhang Yuxi had her second child, her personality was unbelievably good and she was very gentle to the children. But when she got annoyed, she felt particularly annoyed. I think Guoguo and KK are good enough. And Lan had no regrets on her face. If not, you can raise them. I'll give them living expenses every month. The 2 children are indeed obedient and sensible in Shen Shuchen's home. Is it because of the good feng shui? Zhang Yuxi smiled faintly. We don't need your living expenses. You can take care of the children yourself. And Lan said bald. It was better before, but now the eldest and the second child have to go to cram school and take taekwondo classes, and I have to run several times a day. She covered her face. My son, debt collector. The 2 brothers came down from upstairs, and Lan put down her hands, revealing a motherly but stern smile. This magic trick is also amazing. By the way, the roast duck you brought me last time was delicious. Where did you buy it? Speaking of this, Zhang Yuxi couldn't help laughing. This is what Zibao brought back from Beijing. He brought 2 suitcases, one large and one small. They were all distributed. We kept 2 at home and ate them all. And Lan smacked her lips. Amazing, Zibao is indeed a foodie. This is a good idea. And Lan couldn't help but sigh. Since I gave birth to Guoguo, I haven't traveled much. How about we go around and play after your child is born? Zhang Yuxi asked back. Just the 2 of us. That's fine. Let the man take care of the child at home, and we go and relax. And Lan is much more tired than Zhang Yuxi. Liu Bo works most of the time, and she is the only one who manages it. After Zhang Yuxi got married, she lived a completely different life from Lan, so she didn't think about going out for a walk. Instead, she felt at home was very good, her husband was considerate and gentle, and the 4 treasures were also very sensible. The whole family was waiting for the arrival of the baby in the belly, and they were all looking forward to it. She thought that when Xiaobao was born, with her brothers and sisters' love for her, they would definitely take good care of her. Lin Feng doted on her so much, and the child would definitely not let her interfere. Therefore, the future life of raising children can be predicted. Then you go. I have another one in my belly. I don't know when she will grow up. And Lan snorted, traitor. Looking at her 2 sons, and Lan didn't know how much she envied Zhang Yuxi. It is said that there is another daughter in her belly. She wanted to have a daughter, but she never got pregnant. She was so angry. It can be imagined that if a son is born, her whole life will be gloomy. Thinking of this, it's so scary. It's because of too many emotional fluctuations, plus symptoms such as insomnia at night. And Lan's relatives haven't come for 3 months. At first I thought it was pregnancy, but the paper test showed no pregnancy. I thought I'd wait. After waiting for about a week, I went to check and found no pregnancy. The doctor's explanation was that the pressure was too great, too anxious, and I took drugs such as Diane. Finally it came. From then on, no one mentioned the matter of having children to Lan, and Lan also thought it over, so let it be. The 4 treasures will come back in the afternoon. Looking at the handsome men and beautiful women who could pinch water coming towards her, Lan felt that she could try hard. Damn, I must have a daughter. Each of them is so beautiful, isn't it? Especially Sanbao, my god, he is already very beautiful. I wonder what kind of monsters he will be when he grows up. Guoguo and KK, the 2 children, became good babies when they saw the 4 treasures. They called their brothers and sisters so sweetly. And Lan had the urge to foster her 2 sons. She thought that the 2 brothers Guoguo and KK would definitely be very happy. The children are very tall. Erbao and Sanbao are much taller than the girls in the class. Not to mention the boys, including Sanbao, who has never liked sports, is as tall as Lin Feng. After playing for a while and having dinner, Lan took her 2 sons home. Sure enough, Guoguo and KK didn't want to leave. Lan didn't feel bad. I'll leave them here with you for a few days and come back to pick them up. On the way back, Lan was so relaxed. She went to a roadside snack stand, ate her favorite food, and bought a few sets of clothes. Liu Bo came back. Wife, where are the children? Lan leaned against the door. How many days have the children been at Yuxi's house? After being married for many years, could he not understand Lan's expression? Without 2 troublesome children, they could finally live in their own world. Guoguo and KK were having fun at Lin Feng's house, and they were both obedient. The four treasures would take them with them when they went out to play. On this day, an unexpected guest came to the house. Xiao Rui. Xiao Rui was in the same middle school as the four treasures before, but in a different class, in the same class as Xianshan. In this exam, Xiao Rui ranked in the top 10, which was a very good result. Originally, he could stay in Yangchang No. 5 middle school and continue studying. But his family chose to let him go abroad, and the school had been found and the procedures had been completed. Today he came to say goodbye. Xiao Rui brought gifts. He still had a maturity far beyond his peers. He had a meal with the four treasures and their family, left his address and left. Xiao Rui would come to their house every now and then. It is understood that their family had high expectations for him, and the child was under a lot of pressure. Every time he comes, Lin Feng will prepare a lot of delicious food for him, and this time is no exception. The four treasures each gave Xiao Rui a gift, hoping that he would have a bright future and be happy every day. In the car, Xiao Rui looked at their gifts and felt warm in his heart. Chapter 490. The second child is born. In a blink of an eye, it was the end of August. There was still a week left before the due date. The four babies were so old, and they had studied in No. 5 middle school for 3 years. So, they could sign up by themselves. Probably because they were about to give birth, Zhang Yuxi had been feeling uncomfortable recently, and she began to feel anxious at this time. In fact, when she was pregnant with the four babies and was about to give birth, Zhang Yuxi's fear overcame her anxiety. Now this is the second child, and with her husband by her side, she was also nervous. She has been going to the hospital more frequently in the past few days, and the doctor said that everything is normal with the baby. Lin Feng has already made an appointment in the delivery room of the hospital. The four babies were born in the maternal and child health hospital. After so many years, the original attending doctor is still there. It's just that the maternal and child health hospital has moved to a newly built hospital, and the old place has been rebuilt. When the attending doctor heard Zhang Yuxi's name, he said, "I know her, quadruplets." It was big news in our hospital at that time. Every time I went for a prenatal checkup, the attending doctor would care about the four babies. Until one time, the four babies accompanied their mother to the prenatal checkup, and the attending doctor was emotional for a whole day. As the due date approached, Zhou Qilin and Zhao Lizian also came to see if there was anything they needed. Milk powder, bottles, diapers, baby clothes, cuddles, etc. Lin Feng had prepared all these long ago, just waiting for Zhang Yuxi to have an attack. A week later, the baby did not have an attack, and the doctor said it depends on the situation. Some people can postpone it for a few days. It's strange to say that Zhang Yuxi was very anxious before, but she seemed to have thought it through when she was about to give birth. Not to mention anxiety, she ate well and slept well, and even asked Lin Feng to make her a slightly spicy hot pot. Seeing that she was about to give birth, she ate everything she couldn't eat during the confinement period. That night, Zhang Yuxi was so sleepy that she couldn't open her eyes, and she wanted to go to the bathroom in a daze. "Hubby, I want to go to the bathroom." Lin Feng got up and put on Zhang Yuxi's shoes, and helped her up. Zhang Yuxi leaned on him and walked blindly. When she reached the bathroom door, her water broke. Zhang Yuxi woke up with a start. It was so embarrassing that she couldn't hold back her pee. The bigger the baby is, the more often pregnant women pee, but it's not real peeing. Lin Feng was also stunned. "Husband, eh? Wife, you? It seems that your water broke." Let me see." This was Lin Feng's first time facing childbirth, and he was actually very nervous. He read a lot of books about childbirth, watched some popular science videos, and added his own experience of raising children. There is absolutely no problem. He went to find Zhou Qilin and Zhao Lizian as soon as possible, and the family packed up and went to the hospital. The four babies were also shocked by the scene, and they didn't sleep anymore, and followed them to the hospital. Childbirth varies from person to person. For example, when giving birth to the fourth baby, Zhang Yuxi didn't feel pain for long. Zhang Yuxi was more confused about her first childbirth, and she felt nothing but pain. This time, with her family by her side, she was not so panicked. The attending doctor told her not to panic or be afraid. After all, she had the experience of giving birth once. The second child must be smooth. As a result, the doctor didn't expect this. That night, when they arrived at the ward, there were no signs of labor from the breaking of the water to the labor pains. The doctor checked every once in a while and everything was normal. If nothing unexpected happened, she would give birth in the second half of the night. Since it was already the second half of the night, they let the 4 babies go back to sleep. The 4 babies firmly disagreed and wanted to accompany Zhang Yuxi and wait for the birth of their little sister. The ward was so small, Lin Feng had no choice but to let the children endure it. Maybe they would give birth in the second half of the night. Zhang Yuxi had been suffering from insomnia for a while, but tonight, she was very sleepy. The labor pains did not affect her at all. "Honey, I'm so sleepy, I want to sleep for a while." She slept while in pain, and the effect was not bad. Everyone was waiting, and the 4 babies slept while sitting. After enduring it, it was past 6 o'clock, and Zhang Yuxi was no longer sleepy, and she was energetic all of a sudden. She felt that she was about to give birth, and that feeling was particularly strong. "Honey, go find a doctor, I might be about to give birth." The attending doctor checked, went for another B ultrasound, and then pushed the person to the delivery room. Afterwards, another pregnant woman was pushed in. The family members were shocked to see so many people coming to Zhang Yuxi. The other party's father was holding the child's things and waiting anxiously. The 2 mothers also came, and one of them even chatted with Zhou Qilin. "Is it your daughter?" Zhou Qilin smiled and said, "Yes, it's a daughter, and my daughter-in-law is also a daughter." "Is this the first or second child?" "Oh, the second child. Ours is the first child." "Have you asked the doctor if it's a son or a daughter?" "No, it doesn't matter whether it's a son or a daughter." "That's right. It's not like that era now. We asked an acquaintance and it's his son." "Congratulations. The others are my grandchildren." The other party was shocked. "Ah, quadruplets." Zhou Qilin nodded, "Yes, quadruplets." After the 4 treasures went to high school, Lin Feng gave each of them a mobile phone. While they were waiting, they formed a team to play games. Lin Feng was in a bad mood at this time, walking back and forth, hoping that the mother and daughter inside were safe. After about half an hour, the nurse came out holding a child, who is Zhang Yuxi's relative. The 4 babies stood up immediately. Lin Feng was the first to rush over. "I am Zhang Yuxi's husband." He was so excited that he couldn't speak. The nurse handed the child to Lin Feng with a smile. "Congratulations on becoming a father, a daughter, 7.2 kilograms, mother and daughter are safe." Lin Feng was grateful. "Thank you doctors and nurses." Zhou Qilin and others also thanked her. The nurse smiled and went in. Everyone gathered around and looked at the tiny baby in the cradle. They were all very surprised. "The little girl is good, 7.2 catties. She is white and looks very beautiful. She will definitely be a little beauty in the future." The nickname has been chosen, called Xiaobao. Lin Feng looked at the child, and the scene of seeing the 4 babies for the first time emerged in his mind. The memory is still fresh and he will never forget it. The 4 babies looked at the small, soft sister. It was amazing. Zhou Qilin asked them to stay away, "Don't get too close, give Xiaobao some fresh air." Zhao Lizian came over. "This child is beautiful, and she will definitely look good in the future." Lin Feng didn't care about appearance, as long as Xiaobao was healthy. As he was talking, Zhang Yuxi pushed out and smiled weakly at everyone. Lin Feng put Xiaobao in the stroller and asked the 4 babies to go home and sleep, as they had classes tomorrow. Zhou Qilin asked Lin Dashan to take the children back. "You drive the children to school tomorrow and have breakfast outside." Lin Dashan nodded. "Okay, call me if you need anything." Zhou Qilin also asked Zhao Lizian and her husband to go back. "It's such a small place, you can go back and rest." Zhao Lizian shook her head. "I'll stay and take care of it, you go back." After a long time of refusing, Zhou Qilin finally stayed. Lin Feng has found a confinement nanny and will come over soon. Although he has experience in taking care of children, he has no experience with newborn babies, and he is worried about himself. Chapter 491 We are adults. Soon, the confinement nanny came over. The nurse came over to disinfect. "You can feed some water, and you can eat after the gas is exhausted. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, take the baby to the 3rd floor for a bath, and then ask the doctor to give you a prescription for routine examinations." Lin Feng remembered them one by one. "I know." Zhang Yuxi fell asleep again. The single room was very spacious, so Lin Feng asked the nurse to add a bed. This way she can rest better. At about 7 o'clock in the morning, Zhang Yuxi woke up thirsty and fed some water. "Did the baby eat?" Lin Feng said, "It's milk powder. You can feed it when you start to milk." Husband, you've worked hard. What's hard for me? You should be the one who's working hard. Lin Feng kissed her. At this time, the nurse came over to wash. Family members can take the baby to take a bath. Remember to bring a change of clothes. Then go to the attending doctor to get a prescription and do routine examinations. Lin Feng handed over the care of Zhang Yuxi to the confinement nanny, and he went to work with the child. In the place where newborns take a bath, many fathers lined up with their babies. Lin Feng, this handsome father, is very outstanding. The nurses were very quick in washing the babies. Some babies cried loudly, while others were quiet and hummed. As for Zaya Abeo, what can I say? She was smiling, which made the nurses' hearts melt. Newborn babies only cry or sleep, and rarely smile. Lin Feng couldn't help but think of Sanbeo. Sanbeo loved to smile since he was a child, but it was a pity that he didn't smile much to others now. When Lin Feng brought Zaya Abeo back, he saw Lin Dashan and the 4 babies in the ward, talking to Zhang Yuxi. They were all carrying school bags and wanted to come and see their little sister Zaya Abeo before going to school. Lin Dashan couldn't resist and sent them here. Lin Feng held Zaya Abeo, who had just finished taking a bath, and said, "Have you had breakfast?" The 4 babies gathered around, looking at the rosy, milky little sister, without blinking. "Dad, don't worry about us. Just take good care of Zaya Abeo and Mom, we are already adults." Lin Feng laughed. Yes, you are all adults, you don't need Dad." Sanbeo beside him held him. "No, we need Dad." Erbeo was amazed. "Sister is so small." Lin Feng smiled and said, "Sister is not small anymore, she is already more than 7 pounds, heavier than other babies. Okay, you guys go quickly, otherwise you will be late for class. Mom and sister will be home in a few days, you can see them." The children reluctantly said goodbye to Zaya Abeo and left in a hurry. Lin Dashan followed. "I'll drive them." Because of the natural birth, Zhang Yuxi can already move around and try to walk. Lin Feng was about to come over to help. Zhang Yuxi said, "You take the child to do routine checkups, there is an aunt here, I can do it." Lin Feng thought for a while. "Okay, then I'll come over after I'm done." "Okay." Lin Feng took the child to find the attending doctor and got a prescription for routine checkups. Check hearing, vision, hands and feet, etc. Lin Feng held the child in the queue. There are so many children in the maternal and child health care hospital. The parents who just lined up for a bath met again. These fathers would occasionally communicate. "Did you give birth to a girl or a son?" Lin Feng smiled. "Daughter." The other party envied. "I gave birth to a son, and my first child was also a son. I want a daughter this time." Lin Feng couldn't answer this topic. "It's the same whether you give birth to a son or a girl, they are all your children." The other party sighed. "It's difficult. I have to earn money to buy a house for my son, the money for the bride price, and I have to take care of my grandchildren in the future. There are so many things." Lin Feng stopped talking and looked at his baby with gentle eyes. "How should I put it? I always feel that my baby is the most beautiful, white, clean and beautiful." After waiting for more than 20 minutes, it was Lin Feng's turn. The air conditioner was turned on in the room. After checking the baby, it was said that the baby's hearing and vision were very good. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief and took Zaya Abeo back to the ward. Zhang Yuxi had already exhausted the gas and could eat. Zhao Lizian and Zhou Qilan came over with food. Lin Feng can go directly to the cafeteria to eat. Zhou Qilan said, "Leave Zaya Abeo here, and go eat, it's already this late." Lin Feng shook his head. "I'll make some milk powder for the baby." He is very experienced in this area. Although it has been many years, the experience is still there. Lin Feng fed the baby some milk powder and changed the baby's diaper before leaving. The confinement nanny is here to help Zhang Yuxi with her milk. When the quadruplets were born, the baby's food rations were insufficient, and only enough for the 3rd baby. Later, when her physical condition improved a little, the 2nd and 3rd babies ate. From the birth to now, the baby's food rations have not moved, and the confinement nanny can only do it. It hurts so much that Zhang Yuxi screamed in pain. Zhao Lizian comforted her daughter. "Bear with it, it will be all right in a while." Zhang Yuxi nodded. She had endured the pain of giving birth, so why was she afraid of this? Zhang Yuxi bit her lip. The baby must be fed with milk before Lin Feng comes. A nurse once said, "No matter how beautiful, noble and elegant a woman is, she will become hideous when giving birth. For the sake of their babies, they will disregard everything." In Lin Feng's eyes, Zhang Yuxi looks like an elegant and beautiful woman, and she doesn't want him to see her embarrassed side. Finally, the baby is eating his first mouthful of milk, and he is very strong and panting. Zhang Yuxi relaxed and lay down without wanting to move. The confinement nanny held the baby to drink milk. When Lin Feng came back, Zhou Qilin said, "The nurse just said that we should go to the doctor to get a vaccination certificate, and the baby will be vaccinated later." Lin Feng nodded, "Okay, I'll go after Xiaobao finishes feeding." After the baby finished feeding and burped the milk, Lin Feng took the baby to get vaccinated. 1 BCG and 1 hepatitis B. Look, rows of parents are meeting again. The nurse reminded, "If you encounter acne, don't panic, it's okay. Don't bathe the child or put on tight clothes for the next few days. Pay more attention and observe. If you have any questions, come to the doctor and nurse." Lin Feng took the baby back to the ward and finally had a break. Although Zhou Qilin and others were there, Lin Feng still wanted to do it himself and showed that he had missed every bit of Xiaobao's growth. Zhang Yuxi can already walk with support. She walked to the crib and looked at Xiaobao. She was quite active in the belly. "I didn't expect her to be so quiet when she was born. There are 2 princesses in the family, one is quiet and the other is like a boy, both of them are likable." Zhang Yuxi teased Xiaobao. She would go for a checkup later. There was no big problem and she could go home tomorrow. A normal birth only takes about 3 days in the hospital, while a cesarean section takes about a week. Newborn babies only eat and sleep, and they will make a fuss for a while if they pee or smell something. Zhou Qilin came out from outside. "There's a child over there, who was also born early in the morning. He cries so hard and has to be held by someone," Zhao Lizian said. "No wonder he keeps crying." In the afternoon, the 4 children finished school and came to accompany Zhang Yuxi one by one. Lin Feng chatted with them and asked about school. Since the start of school in September, Lin Feng had to take care of Zhang Yuxi, so he let the 4 children do it themselves. The money and materials are ready, and they go to register by themselves. The children said it was not a big problem. As expected, they arrived at the new class. Dabao and Erbao continued to serve as class cotters. Dabao is the class monitor, and Erbao was promoted from deputy class monitor to full class monitor. Sanbao is the study committee member. The 3 said they don't want to be class cotters, they just want to go to school quietly. But their strength does not allow it. Except for the class monitor, who can suppress them? The teachers also knew that Zhang Yuxi was going to have a second child, so they were not required to attend the parent-teacher meeting. Post the summary of the parent-teacher meeting in the group. The general meaning is that the children are in high school, which is different from the 3rd year of junior high school. I hope parents can cooperate with teachers and do a good job together. Chapter 492 Life without a daughter is incomplete. Now the 4 babies are all in the 1st year of high school. They can handle many things by themselves. Even if the 3rd baby goes to Shanghai, it is Lin Feng who sends her there and flies back to accompany Zhang Yuxi. On the last day in the hospital, after the birth certificate is issued for the baby, Zhang Yuxi will go through the discharge procedures. To outsiders, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi are completely like new parents, giving people the feeling that they are having their first child. Because they are so young. When they learned that it was the second child, and the first child was quadruplets, all of whom were already in high school. I don't know how many people were shattered, and many people were torn apart. At the same time, the 2 of them became famous. When Zhang Yuxi was discharged from the hospital, the 4 babies were particularly conspicuous among the group of accompanying personnel. After they left, everyone was still talking about it. The older generation said that they had to sit in confinement. It was noon when they were discharged from the hospital, and the sun was good. Zhang Yuxi wore a woolen hat and thick pajamas, and Zhou Qilin wrapped her tightly. Lin Feng drove home, and the room had been decorated and the crib was ready. The confinement nanny slept in the next room. Lin Feng took care of the baby, and the confinement nanny helped. After all, there was Zhang Yuxi at home, and there were 4 babies to take care of. You can't ignore the 4 babies just because you have a newborn. The day after Zhang Yuxi gave birth, and Lan brought the 2 babies in the family over, and she was so envious. You know what? I was thinking, what if you had a son this time? Okay, I admit that jealousy has changed me beyond recognition. Zhang Yuxi didn't know whether to laugh or not, because In Lan's expression was really sad. Not only In Lan was jealous, but also Lin Jiajin and Lin Rui. They gave birth to 2 sons, and said they wanted to have a 3rd child and a daughter, but they didn't take any practical action. When they learned that Zhang Yuxi gave birth to Xiaobao, they thought they could give it a try. Because they were too jealous, life without a daughter is incomplete. How good is a daughter? How warm is a daughter? Zhang Yuxi gave birth naturally, so she doesn't have to lie down every day, and can move around. As long as she does well, she can walk around the house at will. And Xiaobao's rations are sufficient, enough for her to eat alone. The confinement nanny usually helps take care of her, and Lin Feng does the main work. Zhou Qilin and others stayed for 2 days and then went back, waiting for the baby to be 1 month old before coming back. The 4 babies have to see their sister when they go to school and when they get out of school. The children still eat at school at noon, and only eat 2 meals in the morning and evening at home. Lin Feng is very worried about their balanced nutrition, so breakfast and dinner are nutritious. Zhang Yuxi's confinement meals are all carefully prepared by Lin Feng, and they are different every day. Since the confinement nanny started working, this order is the easiest, and she hardly has to do anything herself. Dabe and Fifi at home are already very old, and they stay next to the crib most of the day. Lin Feng doesn't know how old they are exactly. But the 4 babies are already in the first year of high school, and they should be quite old. While eating, Zhang Yuxi said, when Xiaobao is 1 month old, take Dabe and Fifi for a full body checkup. Lin Feng thought so too. After all, they are also old members of the family. The children are different every day. Xiaobao is becoming more and more lovely, and his strength in breastfeeding is getting stronger and stronger. Xiaobao sleeps very well, and he doesn't cry at night because of day and night reversal. He eats and sleeps well, and Xiaoxiu is also very healthy. Every day, the confinement nanny will give Xiaobao a full body massage. Lin Feng will follow her example, and this little baby can use massage no matter how old he is. Dad, Dad, Dad. When the 4 babies came back, Lin Feng had already started to make dinner. Go wash your hands, change your clothes, and then go see Xiaobao. Sibao spun the basketball in his hand. I know, Dad. Lin Feng sighed. Especially you, Sibao, can you take a bath as soon as you come back next time? Bao, who was standing by, was touched. Oh my God, he finally said this. That's right, Sibao, take a bath first next time you come back. You exercise a lot, and the sweat will fumigate Xiaobao. Sibao sniffed. Really? The other 4, including Lin Feng, nodded seriously. Sibao smiled heartlessly. Okay, then I'll take a bath. Sibao went to sports school, exercised a lot, and he also liked to play basketball and football at home. It was better in summer, and he took a bath every day. Now, lazy. That's right, Sibao is very lazy now. The room is the messiest among the 4 people, and the clothes are the dirtiest among the few people. They have reminded them of some things, but Sibao just listened to them and didn't take them seriously. They gave up, and they were afraid that he would misunderstand that everyone disliked him if they kept mentioning this matter. So they said it very tactfully, but this time Lin Feng was not in a good mood. Because when he went home yesterday afternoon, Zhang Yuxi was suffocated by the sweat on his body. Even if he was her own son, she would still dislike him. Lin Feng was the one who did the laundry and cooking. It was their own task to tidy up the room. Sibao's room was the messiest, Bao's room was the messiest, followed by Dabao, and finally Sanbao. Now Lin Feng didn't even want to go into Sibao's room. It was so messy, there was no place. Sibao took a bath and came out easily. Now I can go see Xiaobao. Go. They had already seen Bao. The baby was small, not a toy, and he slept 24 hours a day. They saw him, said hello, and left. They wanted to hold him, but he was too small, so they didn't dare. Sibao talks a lot beside the crib every day. But it doesn't affect Xiaobao's sleep at all, and he sleeps very well. After dinner, whoever's turn it is to wash the dishes, do it. The children go back to their rooms to do their homework. Lin Feng is not busy, so he will prepare a fruit platter. When he is busy, he will wash an apple and some strawberries and send them over. It is simple and does not require much thought. The children are all very well behaved, and doing homework is not a worry. As for Sibao, he is probably a sports student, so there are no high requirements in this regard. As soon as I walked in, I saw Sibao juggling a ball and humming a song. Lin Feng stood at the door with a blank expression. Sibao kicked the football aside. Dad is here. Have you finished your homework? Not yet. But I'll start soon. Can you clean up your room? No problem, Dad. I'll start on Saturday. You said the same thing last week. I have cleaned it up. Do you think that's called cleaning up? I guess so. Lin Feng held his forehead and put the fruit away. If your room is still so messy, you can come downstairs to get fruit by yourself in the future. Also, if your room is too messy, I don't think Xiaobao will want to come to your room. Xiaobao is a little girl and she likes cleanliness the most. Sibao was shocked. No, it can't be. Lin Feng put down the fruit plate. I'm going out. Remember to do your homework and throw the garbage in the trash can. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 493, Good Results. After Lin Feng left, Sibao looked around at his room. It's not that bad, I think it's okay. He comforted himself like this, but he still cleaned up the room. After finishing the work, he was very satisfied. In the past, when Sibao's room was messy, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi would help clean it. Occasionally, Sibao would also help him clean it, but now that everyone has grown up, they also have their own privacy, which is not convenient. In this way, Sibao became more and more lazy, and his room became more and more messy. Many times, Lin Feng couldn't stand it and cleaned up his son's room. The clean and tidy room. Half an hour after Sibao came back, it became messy again. So much so that Lin Feng would not clean it up for him anymore. And now, after having Xiaobao, Lin Feng felt that it was necessary to let Sibao clean up by himself. This morning, Lin Feng made breakfast for the children. Remind them that the temperature will drop today, and they should wear more clothes. Dabao, Erbao and Sanbao don't need to be reminded. The person he really wants to remind is Sibao. Sports students exercise a lot, and they are most afraid that they will catch a cold and get sick easily due to being cold and hot. Sibao only needs a long-sleeved shirt inside and a coat outside. Although he is young and hot-tempered, he is not afraid of the cold. Lin Feng still reminded him, now that the weather is getting colder, you have to take care of yourself. There is a baby at home with poor resistance. Everyone looked at Sibao. Sibao came back to his senses. Okay, I'll put another piece of clothing in my backpack. Sibao has participated in many large and small competitions in the past few years, and various honors and gold medals have come one after another. There is no suspense that he will join the national team in the future. It may be that his athletic ability is getting stronger and stronger, and his thinking is getting more and more simple. He was heartless when he was a child, and he is even more heartless when he grows up. He is the child that Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi care about the most, and he has to remind him many times every day when he goes to school. Look, it's the same now. Ride slowly, don't run red lights, and don't compete with others, understand? Dad, I'm in the first year of high school. I'm an adult, not a child. Dabao was trying to sabotage him. Really? Who rode a bicycle to compete with others last time? Sibao explained, I didn't. I just wanted to catch up with him and see what brand of bicycle it was. Lin Feng sighed, don't do that in the future. Go and see if you have taken lunch. In the high school department, each classroom has 2 microwave ovens. In order to ensure that their children have a balanced diet, parents prepare lunch every day and let the children take it. After all, many students don't like to eat in the school cafeteria. Even teachers don't like to eat much, so they have to bring their own meals. The same is true for Sibao. Because of the large amount of exercise, Lin Feng will give him extra meals to supplement calcium and so on. After a busy morning, I sent the children to school. It's time to deliver the confinement meal to Zhang Yuxi. After entering the room, I saw the confinement nanny changing the baby's diaper. Let me do it, Auntie, you go eat. Auntie was embarrassed. She felt that she had no work to do at home, and she would not feel at ease when she received the salary. So, she started to rush to do the housework. As long as she could do it, she would rush to do it, and even made small shoes and clothes for the baby. Although she had no shortage of these, she really had nothing to do. Raymond Lam took care of all the work. After changing the diaper for Xiaobao, he took the baby to bask in the sun after learning that he had drunk milk before. He put on a small hat for the baby to protect the baby's eyes from the sun. Raymond Lam watched from the side, and he had eaten with the 4 babies. During the confinement period, Zhang Yuxi had basically nothing to do except feeding the baby. She ate and slept all day, and she gained 5 or 6 pounds in half a month. When she gave birth to the 4 babies, she was financially constrained. In order to take care of the babies, she did not sit well during the confinement period, and went to work after coming out. Why can she maintain a good figure? Because she is tired. Now she is happy and fat. Raymond Lam has a good nutritional balance, and she does not need to do anything. Now she is chubby and inexplicably cute. Look, Zhang Yuxi looked at the food in front of her and said while eating, "Hubby, when I am out of confinement, I want to lose weight." Lin Feng sorted out Xiaobao's clothes. "Okay, but you can't diet to lose weight." Yet, Xiaobao, who was half a month old, was getting cuter and cuter. Most of the time, she ate and slept and ate, and occasionally hummed. After waking up from a nap, Lin Feng gave her a massage. That day, Liu Bo brought 100 native chicken eggs, 50 goose eggs, and more than 10 chickens and ducks, all alive. The chicken coop that was built in Kehu Villa before came in handy again. The older generation said that children who eat more goose eggs are smarter and can clear away toxins and heat. In short, there are many benefits. Lin Feng asked, "Do you have it?" "We definitely have it here. I have something else to do, so I'll go first." "Okay, thank you for your hard work." "Brother, you are too polite to say that. What is our relationship? Don't be so polite." The days passed like this, day by day, every day, without much change. Until the monthly exam results came out. The 4 treasures still took the top 4 places in the school. And the 4 treasures, the results are very gratifying. Except for English, the results of every subject are terrible. Even the teacher was surprised. After all, when he was in junior high school, the 4 treasures' grades ranked in the top 10 in the school. Who knew that this time he directly came to the 100th place in the school, the last place? Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were still quite surprised when they got the transcript. Teacher Qiao said that after all, he is a sports student. Lin Feng and his wife thought so too, and then found that the basics were fine, but how to say it? I guess this child has not taken the class seriously for this month. Zhang Yuxi frowned. "Husband, you can teach the children when you have time." After a pause, he quickly said, "Forget it, you are so slow every day. I have nothing to do anyway, I will tutor her." These days Zhang Yuxi yelled that she had nothing to do, so it was just right to find something for her to do. Everyone was surprised to learn that the 4 treasures' grades were all marked in the red. After all, the 4 treasures' previous grades were somewhat different from theirs, but not as big as they are now. Sanbao thought about it. "Maybe it's because I have too many physical education classes and have been training." Everyone thought this was the reason. Lin Feng talked to Sibao. "Mom will help you with your homework in the future. If you don't understand, just ask. It's only the first year of high school, we have to lay a good foundation. There are adults at home to tutor, so you don't have to go to tutoring classes, which saves time. These results will also be required to join the national team in the future. Even if you have won many medals and received many honors now. But at that time, if your grades are not up to standard, you will not be allowed to join the national team." Under Lin Feng's intimidation, Sibao took the initiative to express that he wanted to participate in the tutoring. Chapter 494 Mom, don't be like this. In Zhang Yuxi's opinion, Sibao's grades should not be very bad. After all, he has a good foundation. When he was in junior high school, his grades were always among the best. Although not as dazzling as the 4 treasures, they were also very eye-catching. Besides, in Zhang Yuxi's eyes, the 4 treasures are all smart. With this idea in mind, Zhang Yuxi began to tutor Sibao's homework. Sitting in front of Sibao's desk, eating the fruit brought by Lin Feng, his face was very good. But slowly, Zhang Yuxi's expression became solemn, staring at Sibao's homework, his temples throbbing. As a strict teacher, Sibao's handwriting made Zhang Yuxi unable to bear it. "Oh my god, when did Sibao's handwriting become so ugly? It's so ugly, okay?" Zhang Yuxi controlled herself and said in a deep voice, "Excuse me, is this a prescription written by the doctor? Or are you drawing here? Can you explain it to me?" Sibao took a look. "Is there any problem?" It seems that he didn't understand. Zhang Yuxi said bluntly, "Can you write well for me? Your handwriting is too ugly." Sibao felt good about himself. "I think it's good. Is it really that ugly?" Zhang Yuxi smiled. "What do you think?" Sibao didn't say anything. He still had some eyesight and hurried to write carefully. Zhang Yuxi felt relieved. "Chinese homework, how should I put it? People asked to write an abbreviated form, but Sibeo gave a big summary in one sentence. Zhang Yuxi frowned. That's all. Sibeo was surprised. That's all. Isn't this a summary? Zhang Yuxi thought about it and thought there was nothing wrong, so she didn't say anything. Then English. Zhang Yuxi thought that the Chinese handwriting was already very good, but she never expected it. English was waiting for her here. The strokes, the movement, you think it's wrong, but it looks right. You say it's wrong, but it's not wrong when you look closely. Zhang Yuxi felt sorry for Sibeo's teacher and asked, can your English teacher understand your handwriting? Sibeo didn't even raise his head. Yes, she can, and she said my handwriting is very unique. After the children entered high school, their handwriting began to take shape. Zhang Yuxi rarely checked the children's homework, and they were all self-conscious and didn't worry Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. What impressed me most was that Zhang Yuxi showed Dabeo's homework, and the handwriting was so ugly that she criticized it specifically. Dabeo's calligraphy is good now, and he won the first prize in the Yangcheng calligraphy competition. His handwriting is very beautiful. She never knew that Sibeo's handwriting would be like this one day. She felt that it must be her negligence as a parent. She took out her mobile phone and sent a message to the teacher. If the English teacher could understand what Sibeo wrote, she wouldn't say anything. As a result, the English teacher replied to her message in seconds. Teacher, tears JPG, every time I look at his homework, it takes me a long time. Zhang Yuxi felt sorry for her. I will ask him to write well. Teacher, thank you JPG. This made Zhang Yuxi embarrassed. After all, she is also a teacher, and teachers feel sorry for teachers. Write it carefully, write it clearly. It's worse than the scribbling just now. Sibeo dared to speak, and it was obvious that Zhang Yuxi was angry. Oh, it was so sad to do homework today. Thought it was over? No, there were still math, physics and chemistry waiting for Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi. A question was explained once, and she didn't understand it. She didn't understand it twice. Zhang Yuxi was surprised. How could you not understand it? This is the key knowledge of the third year of junior high school. Sibeo asked back, really? Why don't I have any impression? Sibeo is smart. As long as he finds the point, he will react quickly. However, Sibeo's point is very strange. Always 100,000 wise? Zhang Yuxi is going crazy. These are all knowledge points. Ask her? Shouldn't he ask himself? After tutoring, both mother and son are exhausted. Zhang Yuxi has a feeling that there is a long way to go, and she gets up tiredly, go to sleep, and clean up the room. It's too messy, it affects my mood. Sibeo is also tired, he feels like he went to school for nothing. Lin Feng came over and saw Zhang Yuxi's expression. What's wrong? Zhang Yuxi went crazy the next second and complained all kinds of things. What's wrong? Do you know how bad your son's handwriting is? Chinese, that's almost as bad as a ghost painting. You've seen the prescriptions written by the doctor, it's just like that, I can't understand what he wrote at all. And English, let me show you the message sent by the English teacher, I sympathize with her. And physics, wow, he asked me what alternating current is? Isn't it strange? He asked me. Chemistry, ha, it's even funnier. Lin Feng didn't think it was funny at first, but Zhang Yuxi's expression was really funny. Zhang Yuxi hid him, I'm so angry with your son, you're still laughing, it's too much? Lin Feng held back his laughter, then will you still tutor him? Zhang Yuxi glared, tutoring. The next day, Zhang Yuxi sat in her original position and looked at Sibeo. What are you looking at me for? Doing homework. Sibeo said bluntly, Mom, you sit here, I'm stressed. Zhang Yuxi had a blank expression on her face. Stop talking nonsense, do your homework. Sibeo sighed and continued to write. Zhang Yuxi kept reminding him, write well. I ask you, isn't this a basic question? Why is it wrong? Tell me, why is the answer A? Well, because, so. It sounds like that, but it's all nonsense. Mom, don't do this, Sibeo is afraid. On the third day, Zhang Yuxi came back and continued to complain about her son, crying, thinking that she was so tired tutoring homework. I haven't heard of it. Before tutoring homework, mothers are loving and sons are filial, but when tutoring homework, it's a mess. Zhang Yuxi said that she couldn't laugh at all. Recalling the videos of tutoring children, she laughed at the other party and felt that her babies were so well behaved. They don't need their own tutoring at all, so happy. Facts have proved that this day will come sooner or later. Tutoring homework is too difficult, it's really too difficult. My own child is so old, she has to take it easy. But I really want to slap him. Lin Feng comforted her, no, I'll do it. Zhang Yuxi refused, I'm a teacher, I can handle it. Are you kidding? As a teacher, how can your own child not handle it? As a result, she was slapped in the face. Zhang Yuxi tutored for a week and was more and more frustrated every day. The children in her tutoring class were not so tired, and they even doubted their lives for a while. You said Sabeo is not stupid, he has a lot of ideas and a lot of tricks. Let him do his homework, it's okay, at least after he understands, he will react quickly and master the knowledge points. But it made Zhang Yuxi's head hurt. When she saw Sabeo doing his homework, she felt buzzing. Seeing the grievance in Sabeo's eyes, Zhang Yuxi felt that she was making a fuss and must have set too high standards. When she thought so, Sabeo hit her hard. Write down the math, physics and chemistry formulas from memory. These were all the key points yesterday, so it's not a big problem. Zhang Yuxi thought it was no problem. As it turned out, Sabeo's writing was a mess. Zhang Yuxi was so angry that her chest hurt. Check it and see if there are any mistakes. Sabeo knew there must be mistakes when he heard it. He checked it carefully and found several mistakes. Check it again. I'll give you one last chance, check it. Chapter 495 The Love of the Four Treasures. That night, Zhang Yuxi felt great because she had spent another day tutoring Xia Abeo. However, when feeding Xia Abeo, Zhang Yuxi was surprised to find that Xia Abeo used to have enough food, but today he had very little. Zhang Yuxi's eyes widened. Could it be that she was so angry about tutoring that her milk stopped flowing? She quickly calmed down and stopped Xia Abeo from drinking milk, fearing that it would affect Xia Abeo. Husband. What's wrong? Lin Feng could tell that Zhang Yuxi's tone was not right. What's wrong? Let Xia Abeo eat milk powder tonight. Why? After listening to Zhang Yuxi's statement, Lin Feng felt that the problem was quite serious. Women are very likely to get sick when they are angry. Then don't tutor Sabeo's homework in the future. Sign him up for a cram school, or I can tutor him. Zhang Yuxi didn't object this time and nodded, I've thought it through. I won't tutor him anymore. That's it. Her tone seemed to have seen through life. In the evening, Xia Abeo ate milk powder and didn't eat much. He was probably not used to it. Zhang Yuxi cast a few comedy movies on the screen, and she felt better after relaxing. The next night, Sabeo found that it was Lin Feng who came to tutor. Dad, where's Mom? Mom has decided not to tutor anymore. After all, there's Xia Abeo to take care of. I will do it in the future. Sabeo breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. In this family, they have always been the image of a kind father and a strict mother. Because Lin Feng has been taking care of the children, he has a gentle personality and patience, and the children like him very much. Sabeo said frankly, Dad, you don't know, Mom is so fierce. Really? Maybe you made her angry. No, I didn't do anything. Then why did your mother get so angry that she went back to Ren and didn't feed Xia Abeo today? Sabeo never thought that tutoring homework would be so serious. It shouldn't be. Lin Feng sighed. Come on, let's help with homework first. In fact, it was not as bad as Zhang Yuxi thought. After all, in Lin Feng's opinion, everything was still quite normal. If he hadn't prepared, he would have forgotten those formulas long ago. Sabeo is a sports student, and he doesn't have much energy to focus on studying. While tutoring the children, Raymond Lam told Sabeo that grades are also very important for them as sports students. He hoped that he could take his studies seriously. For example, Dabeo's taekwondo, Sanbeo's music, and Erbeo's handicrafts. They have not given up their studies. Dad also hopes that you can achieve ideal results in sports and not fall behind in other aspects. That night, the father and son had a heart-to-heart talk. Raymond Lam learned that Sabeo is now putting all his energy into sports. Because he wants to compete for the first place, he wants to join the national team and participate in the future Olympics. But if your other grades are not good, you can't get in. After all, you have to look at all aspects of a person. If you are excellent in one aspect, you can't get in if you are not good in other aspects. Sabeo has participated in many large and small competitions in recent years, and his personality is inevitably a little impetuous. Look at your sister Sanbeo. She can be said to be very good in music, but she has always kept her original intention and made good music. I hope you can do this too. That night, The father and son had a good communication like brothers. Back in the room, Zhang Yuxi came over. How is it? Did you not quarrel? Lin Feng was a little puzzled. Fight? Why did you quarrel? We get along well, father and son. Zhang Yuxi was shocked. Why? Lin Feng explained, maybe we are both men. At night, because Xiaobao changed to drinking milk powder, he had to get up at night to make milk powder for the baby. Feeding, burping. With the experience of taking care of children, when Xiaobao was in a bad mood and crying at night, Lin Feng would choose not to hold him or comfort him. The baby's crying can be judged, whether it is crying because of discomfort or crying because of temper. Don't hold the child as soon as he cries, which will develop a habit for the child, and he will keep crying if you don't hold him. So Xiaobao is still very well behaved at night, which allows adults to sleep well. Since Lin Feng went to tutor homework, the performance of the four treasures is still very obvious. Zhang Yuxi occasionally takes a look. She is still very satisfied. However, she is a little unhappy. She feels a little bit of a failure. As a teacher, she can't even teach her own children. However, she soon came to her senses. After all, she couldn't let her mind wander or get angry. Otherwise, Xiaobao would have to drink milk powder again, and she didn't like milk powder. That day, the four babies came back and found that Lin Feng was not in the living room or the kitchen. It turned out that he was bathing Xiaobao with a confinement nanny. The four babies gathered around and looked at the baby in the bathtub curiously. The baby was almost 1 month old and was so cute. Moreover, Xiaobao usually fell asleep, so it was rare to see him awake this time. Sanbao's eyes were so gentle. Oh my god, Xiaobao is so cute. Not only did she think so, everyone thought so. Zhang Yuxi watched from the side. You were also cute when you were young, but Dabao was most afraid of taking a bath. He would cry and cry as soon as he took a bath. I had heard Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi mention this before, and Dabao also had some impression of it. Sibao asked, what about me, Mom? Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, you like taking a bath. You are so happy every time you take a bath. You are the happiest when you flutter. Zhang Yuxi told the children a lot of interesting things about their bathing. The most interesting one was Dabao, who was so good at cutting hair that Lin Feng had no choice but to buy tools and do it himself. Dabao still remembers some things. Xiaobao was very well behaved in the bath and seemed to like water very much. She looked energetic. Lin Feng brought Xiaobao out wrapped in a bath towel, followed by a large group of people. Wow, Xiaobao is so small. I'm really worried that she might get hurt. The four babies talked about it. They had wanted to hold Xiaobao for a long time. But every time they saw such a small baby, they were afraid and didn't dare to do it, for fear that they would not be careful and hurt Xiaobao. After taking a bath, Xiaobao was energetic for a while and yawned, which was so cute. The four babies gathered together and looked at her curiously. Dabao was looking forward to it. Xiaobao, grow up quickly. When you grow up, your brother will take you to eat delicious food and play whatever you want. Sanbao also hurriedly said, sister will play the violin for you. If you want to learn, sister will teach you, okay? Erbao said gently, Xiaobao, sister will make beautiful jewelry for you. As long as you like it, sister will make it for you, okay? You can also buy it, sister has money. Sibao hurriedly said, brother is also rich. Brother is the strongest. If you don't want to walk in the future, brother will hold you, okay? Sibao has won many awards and competitions over the years, and the prize money is very generous. Sanbao has been invited to perform for many years, and there are also performance fees, which are not small. As for Erbao, it can be said that she is the richest among the three. She signed a contract with a luxury brand and became a young designer. Her works are liked by many children. Many adults also think it is very creative and will buy it for collection. Erbao just likes to do these things simply, and being famous has not affected her. She and Sanbao have the persistence and otherworldly state of mind of artists. Erbao has been raised in wealth since she was a child, and she is also a jewelry designer. What good things has she not seen? She has no concept of money. Anyway, it is good enough to support herself to do what she likes. Dabao, apart from being a class monitor, seems to have nothing. Dabao is not willing to lag behind, and quickly said, brother is the same. I will buy you whatever you want. You can make whatever you want. Dabao is not at the stage of making money by himself. If you want to say, Dabao made a small gadget last time, and Lin Feng applied for a patent for them. This patent was favored by a company and bought it for 500,000 yuan. And their total cost was less than 500 yuan. So, he seemed to have thought of a new way to make money, and he would tinker with it when he had nothing to do. At the beginning, it was very realistic, just for the money. After all, the younger brothers and sisters in the family have already started to make money and have their own careers. But he has nothing. Gradually, Dabao really found fun and gradually put the idea of making money behind him. Chapter 496 Full Moon Banquet. In short, compared with other children, the four treasures are not short of money. Lin Feng has not given the children pocket money for a long time, and they have not asked their families for money. Xiaobao seemed to understand, and showed an angelic smile. The hearts of the four treasures were about to melt. Oh my god, their sister is so cute. How can there be such a cute little angel? I really want her to grow up quickly. In their expectation, Xiaobao yawned and went to eat. Zhang Yuxi held Xiaobao to feed her, and the four children went to do their homework. Lin Feng went to make dinner. After finishing the homework, Lin Feng's meal was also ready. At the dinner table, the children said something. Dabao asked, "Dad, the school held an exchange students activity. Do you think we should participate?" Lin Feng asked, "Are there any?" The three treasures nodded. The teacher mentioned this before. The school holds an exchange student study period for half a month to 1 month every year. If you want to participate, you can sign up, and it depends on luck whether you can be selected. The teacher has clearly suggested that if you want to focus on academic studies, then give up. As the three treasures with good grades, they think this is quite interesting and want to sign up. As for whether they can be selected, it depends on luck. There are 3 grades in junior high school and high school. Almost every class in junior high school has signed up. As for high school, almost no one participates. Time is tight, so we should hurry up and study. Except for the 4 treasures, they have already filled out the application form. Those classmates who are ranked in the top 10 of the school and are left behind by the 3 treasures are secretly happy. It is said that exchange students are actually going abroad for a trip. They will definitely seize this opportunity and turn defeat into victory. Defeat their myth of being the top 3 in the grade for 2 consecutive years. Exclamation mark. Thinking about it this way, it is really exciting. Just thinking about it makes my fighting spirit soar. After Lin Feng learned about it, he did not object. After all, the children are all grown up and can make their own decisions. The school will give an answer to this matter after Xiaobao is 1 month old. As the treasure of the family, Xiaobao's full moon banquet can be said to be quite grand. It is different now. Lin Feng is already an unattainable existence in the eyes of relatives. Since she invited everyone, she must give them face. This time, Raymond Lam just wanted to have fun and didn't accept any gifts. All the red envelopes from relatives were returned. Xiaobao was only 7.2 caddies when he was born. He grew a little after a full month and was so cute. As Xiaobao's mother, she had almost nothing to do. Xiaobao was taken care of by the confinement nanny and Raymond Lam. Now, the 4 babies have learned how to hold a baby. Except for breastfeeding, Zhang Yuxi has hardly held Xiaobao. Just like today, everyone is busy and she is the most idle. Enlan didn't know what she went through, and she suddenly became Buddhist. Looking at Enlan who had turned into a foodie, Zhang Yuxi asked, "Aren't you keeping an eye on your 2 sons?" Enlan didn't care much. "No, I have their dad." "You've been different recently, what's wrong? Did you have a fight with your wife?" "No. I just feel, my life is more important, so I should just turn a blind eye to some things." Zhang Yuxi was immediately surprised and asked, "What's wrong?" "Oh, nothing, I was just so angry with my 2 sons that I went to the hospital for oxygen." Enlan said calmly and continued to eat. Zhang Yuxi thought of tutoring homework and almost had her milk stopped flowing. She patted her chest and said, "Eat, your children and grandchildren will have their own blessings." Enlan seemed to have really thought it through. "Yes, I tried my best, let them do whatever they want." Zhang Yuxi didn't think it was that serious, but when she thought of her own experience of having her milk stopped flowing, she felt it was very likely. After all, it's not surprising that someone who is angry had a heart bypass and someone who is angry had oxygen. Looking at Enlan's expression, it seems that she has really let it go. "Don't look at me like that, eat." Zhang Yuxi shook her head, "I'm full." Enlan said, took a sip of water and decided not to eat. She looked around and said, I know a few of these relatives. They have changed a lot. At this time, KK ran over. Mom, I want to set off firecrackers. And Lan shook her head. No, firecrackers are not allowed here. Why? Why not? I'm so happy today, why can't I set them off? And Lan thought for a while. Go ask Dad about this. But Dad asked me to come here to ask you. And Lan's face was written with 3 big words, dog man. But she still said patiently, because the police uncle doesn't agree, this is a very dangerous thing. Well, KK was convinced by this reason, and ran away again. Zhang Yuxi felt that KK and Guo were both very well behaved. After all, boys are definitely naughty sometimes, which is normal. She was curious, why was Lan so angry that he had to receive oxygen that day? And Lan held her forehead. Don't mention it, I don't want to recall it. Zhang Yuxi saw that she was full of rejection, so she didn't ask, feeling so lucky. At this time, Lin Feng came over with a crying Zaya Abeo. Zhang Yuxi asked quickly, what's wrong? Zaya Abeo pooped, I came to change his diaper. The 3 treasures followed behind him. Today, wherever Zaya Abeo is, they are there. Lin Feng also taught them how to change diapers, feed Zaya Abeo water, etc. Even if Zaya Abeo pooped, the 4 treasures didn't think it was smelly, and they were very enthusiastic in learning. Zhang Yuxi occasionally wanted to help, but it was not her turn at all. Apart from a walking bottle, she didn't have to do anything. And Lan was envious. Her man didn't have this ability, and the child wasn't so cute. She used to look forward to it, but now she doesn't look forward to it at all, and she has long since faced reality. Here, the 2 brothers Guo and KK came over, and they were also envious. Wow, there is a little sister. They want it too. Find Dad Liubo. Dad, we want a little sister. Liubo pursed his lips. Ask Mom about this. If Mom agrees, we will have a little sister. The 2 children came running over. And Lam felt a headache when she saw them running over, and said to Zhang Yuxi with a smile on her face. You see, they must have nothing good to do with me. Sure enough, the 2 children came running over and surrounded Lan, yelling for a sister. And Lan said that she was very calm and told herself not to be angry. Children, in fact, are not that scary, they are quite cute. Thinking of this, she felt much better. You can go to Daddy for this. The children quickly said, Dad said that if Mom agrees, he will give us a little sister. The 3 big words dog man were written on Lan's face. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, if you give birth to a brother, would you like it too? The 2 brothers said, no, we only want a sister. But what if Mom gives birth to a brother? The 2 brothers asked puzzledly, why do you want a brother? We want a sister. Zhang Yuxi explained, whether to give birth to a brother or a sister is decided by God. We can't decide. Whether it's a brother or a sister, they are gifts from God to us. The 2 brothers were very disappointed. Can't you think of a way? Zhang Yuxi shook her head. No, your mother wanted a daughter when she was giving birth to KK, but she still loves her son just the same. Since you want a sister, you should be prepared to have a brother. Chapter 497 Team up to give birth to a daughter. The 2 brothers looked at each other, not knowing what to do for a moment. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, how about this, you go and discuss it. If you can accept it as a younger brother, Mom and Dad can have one. But you have to make it clear. If it's a younger brother, you have to love him well. And Lan nodded frequently, yes, you go and discuss it. The 2 brothers had no choice. They had to go and see Zaya Abeo to satisfy their eyes. Zhang Yuxi turned around and saw Lan holding her cheek and looking at her. Why are you looking at me like this? And Lan said seriously, I'm thinking, maybe my education method is wrong. Zhang Yuxi. In Zhang Yuxi's eyes, Lan is actually very good. People with her personality can be said to have changed a lot for the sake of children. Usually, she is a girl who has a lot of fun in bars. Who would have thought that after having a child, she would become such a good wife and mother? After all, who doesn't have a temper when educating children? Maybe it's because I have Raymond Lamb, so the children rarely bother me, which allows me to talk to them calmly. In fact, after I gave birth, my condition was very unstable during the confinement period. I would have a big reaction to the babies crying, and I was very depressed and collapsed. Later, with Raymond Lamb, my life suddenly cleared the haze and became better. I admire you for taking care of 2 children at a time and doing everything yourself. If it were me, I might not be able to do it as well as you do. Zhang Yuxi did not mean to comfort Lan, but told the truth. Ask yourself, she really can't do it. The gentleness she has today is all due to Raymond Lam. She really loves him very much, loves him so much that she can't extricate herself, and loves him so much that she can't live without him. And Lan sighed, to put it bluntly, my man is a dog. Zhang Yuxi. Is this the point? No way. I don't know how Lan grasped the point. The full moon banquet lasted until noon. Except for Zhang Yuxi greeting a few acquaintances and familiar relatives, everything else was done by Raymond Lam. There are also Zhou Qilin, Zhao Lizian and others to help, which is very convenient. Wang Lu came over with Xia Abeo in her arms. Xia Abeo is getting more and more beautiful now. I'm holding her to share the joy. And Lan asked her, do you want to have a baby? Wang Lu sighed, I didn't want to at first, but when I saw how cute Xia Abeo is, I was moved again. Dian also came over, that's right, Xia Abeo is so cute. And Lan laughed, how about this, let's make an appointment and work together to have a daughter. Wang Lu. Dian. This is really a crazy idea. Zhang Yuxi was surprised, is this serious? Of course, several stupid men also have this idea. Since they all want to have daughters, and they are all 3 children, then let's form a group to have them together. I always feel that without a daughter, life is missing something, and there is always a trace of regret. What's more, Lin Feng's 2 little princesses are so outstanding, so cute and so warm. How can they not have any ideas? Especially since their own sons are not likable. So, now they put their hopes on the 3rd child. How nice it would be to have a little cotton padded jacket. After Lin Feng found out, he was completely stunned. Well, it depends on fate whether it's a boy or a girl. From their tone, it seemed as if having a girl was a foregone conclusion, and they said it with details. Lin Rui sighed, we already have 2 sons, so the 3rd child definitely can't be a son. That would be too unlucky. Lin Jiajin rubbed his chin, it's still unknown, but it's possible. Lin Rui made up his mind, let's do it this way, try to have a 3rd child, whether it's a boy or a girl depends on fate. Liu Bo pursed his lips and didn't say much. He wanted a daughter before, but later he let it go, and finally it was Lan who wanted a daughter. Now, Lan has become a Buddhist, and daughters are not important. She just needs to take good care of herself and not get angry to death. Because of Lan's attitude, Liu Bo was worried, I'll try my best too. Lin Feng could only say, I wish you all the best. After the full moon wine, several young people went out to play and unanimously decided to play cards. Dian smiled and said, you don't drink, so you go sing. Lin Rui has no other hobbies, smoking, drinking, playing cards, fishing and singing when he has nothing to do. In the past, the couple lived a barely acceptable life, and their relationship was so-so, but now it is very good. Lin Rui was so busy that he didn't have time to think about anything else. Dian also quit her job, and focused on her family, and she lived a good life. When she has nothing to do, when the children are on vacation, she goes traveling, or goes to play with Lin Feng and others. Lin Rui said calmly, I plan to quit drinking. Dian was confused, what do you mean? In front of so many people, Lin Rui said while playing cards, I plan to have a 2nd child. I need to pay attention to my health when I am older and prepare for having a daughter. Dian was so embarrassed that she hit him, what are you talking about? There are so many people here. Lin Rui didn't care, what's wrong with so many people? They all decided to have a daughter. Wang Lu and Lan. Lin Rui reminded his wife, you should also pay more attention to your health. Play less on your phone and eat less outside food in the future. When we are free, we will go to the hospital for a full body check. Dian was speechless. It seems that she was quite stimulated today. Playing cards is just for fun. Everyone won or lost little. In the evening, several people went to the night market together. Xia Abeo, the protagonist of today, slept like a little pig in the crib. Zhang Yuxi laughed after hearing what Lin Feng said, I hope they don't end up with nothing. Lin Feng looked at Xia Abeo and felt that life was like this, and happiness had not changed. Lin Jiajin left the 2 children to his parents, and they took a half-day break to continue shopping. Both of them wanted a daughter. At first, they were serious, but when they came back to the family chores and the store, the matter was shelved. Are you serious? Wang Lu asked. Of course, otherwise you think I'm joking. Then let's go back and get a full body checkup to see the situation. At that time, I had given birth to a child, and I was strong and healthy without any burden. Now I have some illnesses, so I have to go for a checkup to see the situation. This full-month banquet brought everyone together, and the next one will probably be during the Chinese New Year. Zhang Yuxi also took a full-month photo specially, got the photo, and hung it up. Children change a lot. After the full month, they really look different every day. Since the four treasures learned to hold Zhang Yuxi every day at home, there is a drama of fighting for the baby to hold. Zhang Yuxi is not shy, and anyone can hold him. Raymond Lam reminded them, "You can fight, but don't hurt Zhang Yuxi." Zhang Yuxi doesn't like anyone in particular. If he has to say, it's Raymond Lam. At least, Raymond Lam has a unique skill. As long as the baby cries, he just needs to hold him in a hug. Chapter 498 Exchange of Life. Finally, the school exchange results came out. Erbao and Sanbao were selected. Although Dabao was a little disappointed, he still accepted it calmly. Sibao didn't feel envious, because he was looking forward to having two new friends at home. The school for this exchange was a noble school abroad and a famous high school. Raymond Lam was worried about the children, so Zhao Lizhan took the initiative to take on this task. When he was in New York, Raymond Lam had his own house, and the school happened to be not far away. If you don't want to eat at noon, you can take a car and get there in just 15 minutes. If you take the subway, it's only 3 stops. However, Sanbao refused this opportunity and let Dabao and Sibao choose who would go. The reason why Sanbao signed up was because his brothers and sisters had signed up, and he also wanted to go. If you want to go, it doesn't matter whether you go or not. So, she immediately gave this opportunity to Dabao. In this way, Dabao and Erbao became exchange students. Raymond Lam only found out later and didn't say anything. He respected the children's choices. 3 days later, they left Guangzhou early on Sunday. When Erbao and Sanbao went, Lin Feng was still worried about Sanbao. Now that Dabao was the one to go, he felt much more relieved. Dabao and Erbao both practiced Taekwondo, and Erbao was fascinated by self-defense, so several children followed him to practice. Dabao was fascinated by boxing, so Lin Feng found a professional boxer to teach him. Even Sanbao was only half-baked because of what he saw and heard. But Dabao was already very good in this aspect. Therefore, Lin Feng was still very relieved when the two children went. Meeting with classmates at the airport, the family saw off the two children, and Lin Feng and his wife repeatedly reminded them. Take care of each other at school, and contact the teacher if there's anything. Eat less outside food, don't smoke or drink. Remember, don't touch anything randomly, understand? Lin Feng was not worried about personal safety. At the age of Erbao, they were full of curiosity and exploration of the colorful world outside. He was worried that the children would be fascinated if he was not there. The 4 children were much more mature than their peers and understood what Lin Feng meant. He repeatedly assured them that they would be absolutely obedient and would not mess around. In addition to the parents, the teachers also came to see them off. After watching the children board the plane, the group left the airport. After returning home, Lin Feng cleaned up the rooms for the 2 new friends who were coming. There are many rooms here, so after vacating 2 guest rooms and cleaning them up, they waited for the arrival of the guests tonight. In the evening, Lin Feng drove to the airport. The other exchange families participating in this time were also waiting at the airport. As the father of multiple babies, Lin Feng has received much attention in school. Moreover, because the children are all very outstanding, few parents don't know him. Several people chatted, worried that their children would not be used to it there, and their brows were full of worries. This is also an opportunity for the children to exercise and improve their own learning. In addition to the relatively few students in the 3rd year of junior high school and high school, the most students are in the 1st and 2nd year of junior high school. While chatting, the flight arrived, and a teacher brought several high school students over. Well, no matter how they dress, they are much more mature than their children, and each took the exchange students back. The boy who came to Lin Feng's house was called Li Long and the girl was called Lily. The 2 of them talked quietly in the car. Wow, this man looks so handsome, who would have thought he was actually a father? Am I the only one who thinks this car is nice? This car is really cool. Did you hear me? Lin Feng called Zhang Yuxi. Well, I've picked him up, and it'll take about 20 minutes to get home. The 2 children were outgoing and took the initiative to talk to Lin Feng after a while. Lin Feng knew 7 languages, so there was no pressure to communicate, and the girls couldn't help but admire him. Wow, your accent is really great, Li Long said with a smile. They arrived at a small manor in 20 minutes. Li Long smiled and said, not bad, the environment is great. They all went to aristocratic schools and their families were also rich. Li Long looked at the yard. This yard is interesting. Do you grow your own vegetables? Lin Feng nodded, yes. Li Long was outgoing and should be able to talk to Sebeo. Compared with him, Lily's personality was a little introverted, at least she didn't talk much at the moment. In order to welcome them, a welcoming ceremony was held, which made them a little flattered. Li Long was surprised when he saw Zhang Yuxi and Sanbeo. You are very beautiful, especially you, auntie, are very elegant. Zhang Yuxi smiled slightly and accepted the compliment, thank you. Lily was stunned when she saw Sanbeo, and exclaimed, are you the famous violinist Lin Yuan? Sanbeo has been on magazines, reported by reporters, and participated in countless performances. She is already a very famous little musician, and her talent are recognized. The family was not curious about being recognized by Lily. Sanbeo smiled slightly, hello. Lily covered her mouth excitedly, do you know? I have not missed any of your performances. OMG, I didn't expect to meet the real person, it's incredible. Sanbeo's talent and low-keyness made her look very mysterious. She didn't expect that she was so lucky. As an exchange student, she actually came to her idol's home. It's amazing. Sanbeo said politely, thank you. Lily immediately took out her mobile phone and turned into a fangirl. Can you take a photo with me? I'll post it on Instagram and Twitter. I want to let them know that I succeeded in chasing my idol. Sanbeo nodded, okay. Lily couldn't wait to take the photo and posted it on Instagram and Twitter. OMG, it's incredible, did you see it? I finally succeeded in chasing my idol. With a photo of the two of us, plus Sanbeo's daily life photos. Immediately, replies and likes went up. Oh my god, is it true? You actually succeeded in chasing your idol? Congratulations. Thank you for letting me see my idol at home, she is so beautiful and still so elegant. Sister, she is also my idol, and I practiced my violin for her. Unfortunately, she can't see it, I am not as lucky as you. I just want to know, how did you do it? My god, why is she so beautiful? Can you help me ask, does she have a boyfriend? I remember she has 3 brothers and sisters, and the whole family is genius. Exclamation mark. As a child from a wealthy family, Lily must have luxury goods. She quickly recognized Erbeo. Erbeo is more famous than Sanbeo. Because of her looks. Outside, Erbeo's beauty is described as an angel who has fallen into the world. And she is very popular, and many boys like her. Chapter 499 Two people worshipped. Lily covered her mouth again, oh my god, what the outside world said is true, you are really brother and sister. I like your design works, I will buy them if I have money. Li Long also recognized Erbeo, clapped his hands, and was excited and incoherent. I was wondering why she looked so familiar, it turned out to be you, Zyar. Do you know? My brothers like you very much. If they knew that I am with you now and will be together for a month, they will definitely be envious and crazy. Can I take a photo with you? After a pause, he quickly said, well, if you don't agree, it's okay, I won't force you. Erbeo didn't care, okay. She also wanted to keep a low profile, but the brand didn't allow it. They found that as long as Erbeo's new work came out, her photos were used for promotion. Her appearance alone was impressive, not to mention the amazing design works, and sales could be said to be snapped up. Her appearance is more influential than the name Zyar. Li Long and Lily took a few photos and quickly posted them on the platform. Lily, oh my god, let me show you the fairy appearance that has been kissed by God. The reply was liked faster than the 3 treasures. What a beautiful face. My god, this is actually a sister, so great. So beautiful, how can someone be so beautiful? I am moved. To be honest, she is just in my aesthetic point. She is really beautiful all the time, beautiful to the point of suffocation. Seeing her makes people feel like they want to fall in love. Her design works are as amazing as she is, and people can't forget them at a glance. Li Long, hey, brothers, look at what I have. The comments below are all jealous. Damn, is this my goddess? You bastard, how can you be with my goddess? Let go of the goddess, I want to take a photo with her. Is this Zyar? My god, she is so beautiful without makeup. Who is the ugly bee next to her? Go away, don't affect my appreciation of the beauty of the goddess. Brother, this is really the peak of your life, love it, I can't help being jealous. Xia is the woman with the best facial features I have ever seen. She is really super beautiful and still beautiful. Draw your sword, brother, today it's either you or me. The feud of snatching the goddess is irreconcilable. Please tell her that I have liked her for a long time. Far beyond her works. Sibeo stood aside, shrugged and asked, am I being ignored? Even those who don't know much about sports must have heard of the title of Little Superman. He is definitely the most prominent one in major competitions. Sibeo also wants to keep a low profile, but his strength does not allow it. He seems to be born with extraordinary talent in sports. It is not an exaggeration to describe him as a decathlon. With Erbeo and Sanbeo, it is difficult for him to have no topics. Li Long was more excited than Lily. Can I take a photo with you? I admire you very much, you are so cool. Can you tell me why you can do everything? How did you do it? Sibeo smiled slightly. You see, I have relative talent in it, and I am also hardworking. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng were busy in the kitchen. She took a look and said, they get along very well. Lin Feng shouted, wash your hands and eat. Sibeo was already arm in arm with Li Long, looking like a good brother. Lily obviously has a crush on Sanbeo, her eyes are full of admiration. I'm also learning the violin, if it's convenient for you, can you teach me? Sanbeo said no problem. Lin Feng took their taste into consideration, so he made steak, juice and so on. After eating, Li Long and Lily praised it, and looked serious. This steak is so delicious, I like it. Lin Feng heard Li Long say this, and smiled, whatever you want to eat, I can make it for you. Sibeo said proudly, my father's cooking skills are very good, no matter what you want to eat, he can make it. Li Long was very excited after hearing this, I want to eat a full banquet. Lin Feng. After dinner, Lin Feng asked the children to take Li Long and Lily to visit the small manor and take them to see the room. Lin Feng smiled and said, if there is anything you don't like or need to buy, you can tell me. He and Zhang Yuxi went back to the room to take Xia Abeo. Sanbeo and Sibeo took them to familiarize themselves with the environment. Except for their own room, Li Long and Lily had visited other places. Li Long wanted to see Sibeo's room. The room of an Olympic champion must be very interesting. Can I visit your room? Sibeo said generously, of course, no problem, but it's a bit messy. Opening the door, the room was very neat and clean. Li Long asked in surprise, is this messy? Sibeo said frankly, I cleaned it up because you guys are coming. It's usually very messy. Li Long showed an I understand expression. Since he had seen Sibeo's room, Sanbeo also took the initiative to open her door and let them see. Sanbeo's room has the best soundproofing effect and is very clean. Before the first year of high school, there were pianos, violins, drums, etc. in the room. After entering the first year of high school, Lin Feng moved these to the training room and converted them into a large bookshelf. When Li Long learned that Erbeo wanted to let them visit a boudoir, he was looking forward to it in his heart, but said on the surface, it's okay. Erbeo didn't think there was anything wrong, there's nothing in my room. Opening it, the room was decorated with many interesting things, most of which were her handmade creative works. Table lamps, clocks, photo frames, art paintings, etc. were all made by her. There are many elements, but they are very creative. Li Long thought that after opening it, it would be the kind of girly pink, dolls and so on. Li Long and Lily said that they really wanted to have such a room. It's so happy, okay? Then, take them to visit their rooms. Because I don't know their preferences, they are all very conventional. After the visit, everyone went to bed. Because the two were adjusting to the time difference and couldn't sleep, they played with their mobile phones. The first thing to do was to go to the platform to check the comments and likes. Soon, Li Long and Lily were exposed on the internet, thinking that the news was shared. After adding each other, everyone knew that they were lucky enough to live in Raymond Lam's house as exchange students. As for more personal topics on the internet, they chose to keep silent. This is still known. Master bedroom. Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi video chatted with Dabeo. The children were also adjusting to the time difference and just woke up. Raymond Lam found that they were not living in his villa in New York. Where are you? It turned out that the school temporarily changed a family, and the other child was also an exchange student. As luck would have it, it was Li Long's home. By the way, the two parents also met. Li Long's home looked big and well decorated, and the parents looked nice and enthusiastic. After the two parents chatted for a while, they hung up the video. Lin Feng sent messages to the children on WeChat, asking them not to be reluctant to spend money and not to save money where it should be spent. If they are not used to the food, they can make it themselves. He does not want the children to make too much of it outside. Erbao laid down and asked, "Dad, is Erbao asleep?" Lin Feng took a photo of her directly. Erbao was so happy. Erbao is so cute. I really look forward to the day when she will call me sister. Their family has a big group, and the children chatted separately. Lin Feng looked at the time and at Sanwa and Siwa, "Go to bed quickly and stop chatting." This family is called Hulu Siwa, and now it is Hulu Wuwa. The three children all sent good night at the same time. Dabao also sent good night, and Erbao got up. "Why are you sleeping? Get up and play." Lin Feng at her, "What did you say?" "I didn't see it." The system showed that the other party had withdrawn a message. Erbao smiled and said, "I said good night." Lin Feng pretended not to see it. "Good night, you guys take care of yourselves over there." Chapter 504 Treasures Group. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help laughing. "Do you think the children will set up a separate group without us?" Lin Feng smiled faintly. "The children have grown up and have their own ideas. They definitely will." As expected, the four treasures have their own group. Erbao immediately gave in, but Sabao quickly took a screenshot and posted it in the group. "Erbao, that's too much?" Dabao said very confidently. "Dad must have seen it." Erbao hesitated. Maybe he didn't see it either. Sabao laughed. "Sister Erbao is so arrogant now. She dares to be so happy in the family group." Erbao was a little speechless. "I misread the group. I thought it was in our group." Dabao, no wonder. Sanbao didn't say anything, and Erbao and Sabao in the atmosphere group had enter one after another. "Sanbao, what are you doing? Let's chat together." "That's right, let's get up and hang out together. What's the situation with Li Long and Lily?" Sanbao still didn't say anything. It was Sabao who answered. "Sanbao may be asleep." Sanbao is the most health conscious of the four. He doesn't stay up late, goes to bed as early as possible every day, and gets up as late as possible. Dabao quickly asked Erbao to go to bed early. "Erbao sister, go to bed." "Erbao, I'm about to go to bed. Good night." Dabao and Sabao were the only two happy people in the group. Lin Feng came out of the shower, and his intuition told him that some of the kids were still asleep. He came to the group. "Some people should go to bed, it's already late." Sabao group. "Sabao?" Exclamation mark. "Daddy is still awake," shouting in the group. "Should we respond?" Erbao, "Well, let's not respond, let's go to bed." Sabao, "I sent a message in response." Erbao, "Okay, I'll send a message in response too." Dabao had already been busy with other things. In the five chords group, Lin Feng received a message from Sabao not long after he finished speaking. "Sabao, let me see JPG, Daddy, how did you know we didn't go to bed?" Sabao, "We'll go to bed soon. Good night, Daddy." Erbao, "Dad loves you JPG, good night, Daddy." Erbao withdrew a message. Sabao and Lin Feng were both stunned for a moment. Erbao, "I love you Daddy JPG, good night Daddy." This hand speed, this reaction is amazing. Sabao and Lin Feng. The next morning, Lin Feng prepared breakfast for the children. Li Long and Lily made milk and toast according to their habits. The two were obviously not in good condition and were drowsy while eating. Seeing this, Lin Feng said, "Why don't you sleep for a while and go to school in the afternoon? The school should understand." After listening, Li Long and Lily staggered upstairs and said drowsily, "Please ask for leave for us. I have to go to class in the afternoon." They slept until after 1 p.m., and then they were refreshed. Lin Feng sent them to school and said that they could ride Sanbao's bicycles when they came back. "What do you want to eat in the evening?" "Hot pot." After Lin Feng sent the two, he went to the supermarket to buy ingredients on the way back. On the other side, Dabao and Erbao were at Li Long's house, making their own breakfast. How should I put it? They got up earlier than Li Long's parents and the aunt at home. They have long been accustomed to drinking porridge for breakfast, plus light side dishes. By the way, they prepared breakfast for them. When the auntie got up, the two children were ready to go to school. The auntie called Li Long's parents, and the couple got up. "We will take you to school." Dabao and Erbao said no, "There is a school bus here, just take the school bus." If you leave at this time, you will be late. Dabao and Erbao said that they will eat in the cafeteria at noon and don't need to prepare anything. Watching the two leave, Li Long and his wife couldn't help but sigh. Their son is still waiting for the auntie to drive him to school at this time. Dabao and Erbao are very attractive. They walked for a while and waited for the school bus. A red school bus stopped and the two got on the bus. The noisy bus suddenly became quiet, and everyone looked at the two. Erbao greeted them generously. "Hi, good morning, I am the exchange student Lin Tuanchuan." Dabao smiled faintly. "I am Lin Pengping." Everyone was still looking at them, and the brother and sister found a place to sit. The weather is good today, and the two are full of expectations for the upcoming school life. On the school bus, some enthusiastic friends came over to say hello and chatted with the two. It is not surprising that the school has exchange students every year. But Erbao and Dabao are both very good looking and have outstanding temperament. Especially Erbao looks cheerful and looks very good when he smiles, while Dabao is mature and stable and very popular. Erbao has the characteristics of Sibao and is born with good popularity. He soon became friends with most of the classmates on the bus. When they arrived at school, the two were not in the same class and went to their respective classes. When they parted, Erbao patted his chest and said, "Brother, if someone bullies you, tell me and I will teach him a lesson for you." Dabao shook his head. "I should say this to you. He has a wide range of interests and strong comprehensive abilities. He has the demeanor of an elder brother since he was very young." When Erbao came to the class, the noisy students quieted down and looked at the beautiful girl in front of them. Erbao smiled and said hello. "Hi." Someone pointed to an empty seat and said that it was Li Long's seat. "Thank you." Erbao smiled at the boy. The boy smiled shyly in response, and the good brother behind him eyed him with a teasing look. Erbao sat down and picked up the books in the drawer. Li Long's grades are good, and the books are very clean, just like new. There is also a small picture album, and the pictures in it are very eye-catching. After a while, the class bell rang, and a female teacher came in, and her eyes swept over the tiger. "Today we have a new student in our class. Now please ask her to come up and introduce herself." Erbao went on stage to introduce herself. "How old is she this year? What do you like? What are your interests and hobbies?" Erbao likes challenging things. As long as there is something she is interested in, she will try it. In addition to English, the four treasures can speak 7 languages including Japanese, Korean, Italian, and Spanish. Erbao is no exception. I like rock climbing, taekwondo, skiing, and singing. Among the 4 children, Erbao's athletic ability is second only to Dabao and Sibao. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.